This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, friends, and welcome to our first class of Azure in English. Okay, so first point is let me appreciate you guys because I know it is a weekend and these people get only on weekends like evening 4 o'clock and evening to 7:30 and attending this class. Not everyone can do that unless you are very much thinking about the future and thinking about get yourself into the cloud. Okay, so I appreciate that one. So first thing I want to tell you is I want to because as you see you should have seen my email and I'm working as an architect and the news I want to share here is first thing is okay, I'm already certified as an architect guys, but I want to do the DevOps means Azure DevOps is there, right? So I want to do that certification. But if you want to do the Azure DevOps certification, you need to pass the basic certification. So this is the screenshot which I took the class today. I mean, sorry, the certification today. Basically, it's actually you are getting a discount like $15 actually. You can normally it will be like 5,600 rupees if you want to take AZ104 or any Microsoft exam, but they are giving it for $15. So I took that exam. Let me tell you, I didn't even studied anything basically because I'm working on that one and I'm training people. So I took the exam directly. I took it from my home actually. So these guys are very very they asked me to show me all around. This is the first time I'm taking from the home certification by the way. I always go to the certification center, and good thing is I cleared it. So passing marks is some 60% or something, so I got 781. So the reason I'm showing that one to you is not like that. Yes, it's not a tough exam. I want to share with you like if it is 102 104. I know about AZ300. It's for architects and it's not that tough exam, and this one also is not that tough exam. believe me believe me, when I took that exam I was laughing myself. Okay, why? Because what go on mute please. Whatever I'm teaching to the students, it looks like everything is coming there. Whatever I'm teaching you guys I can able to see in this one. So if you are carefully follow all the classes which I'm going to tell you, all the practicals I'm going to tell you, I think clearing a AZ104 is very easy. You might be thinking, what about AZ900? See, AZ900 is for kids guys. AZ104 you need to take it, and you can also take AZ300 also. I think it is now 303 actually. Okay, I just want to share this news with you. Okay, right. Now let's talk about the agenda. Okay, what we are going to discuss about the agenda. So first thing is we're going to discuss is why Azure. Why actually you need to do with the Azure. And second thing is what is the roadmap, guys? What is the roadmap? Roadmap means what you need to do further. Basically, yes, you're going to learn the Azure, but is it suffice? Is it adequate? Okay, so is it enough to go ahead into the market and show yourself like, okay, I'm no Azure, do you give me a job? I don't think so. So you need to have a roadmap plan how to do that, right? And the third one is we're going to talk about syllabus, guys. Okay, so what is the syllabus? What is in there for you in the syllabus? Four is then what we're going to do is we're going to introduction to cloud and data center architecture. This is very important. Data center architecture. Okay, and fifth one we're going to like Azure account creation. Okay, sixth one. Okay, okay, Azure hierarchy or Azure infra hierarchy. We're going to discuss about this one. And before going to the data center architecture, I think I need to put some, for example, like 4.0 or one more 4 point. I can say like understand IaaS versus PaaS and versus SaaS, guys. Just like hypothetically you need to understand what is the basic difference logically. Okay, so because many people will ask like what is IaaS and anything, so we're going to discuss about that one. Okay, right. So that is what we're going to talk today, and tomorrow we're going to go deep into that and discuss about the resource groups and all these things, guys. Okay, chalo. So let's kick it off now. Now I'm going to give you and last eight, right? Or well, let's do one thing. So my plan is to take a 2.5 hour session today, because the first session, many of you don't have the Azure accounts, guys. If you have, I'm happy for you. If you don't have, you need to create it. That's why today, let's take like we can have to 6:30, not know that, because if I start digging into deep, right, you might not have accounts, you can't practice. That is the reason. So we'll go to 6:30. Again, you guys have a lot of questions I need to answer, so you're going to eat up the time. So, and tomorrow we'll go further deep into that and understand. Okay, and we have two Q&A sessions. One is at the last. At the last, you can ask about your career related and technically. Okay, and second thing is we have a Q&A session at the syllabus level. Any questions and the roadmap level, we can discuss about the first 3 points, right? We're going to have a Q&A there. After that, we're going to discuss, and last we're going to have a Q&A until 7 o'clock. Okay, let me tell you guys why I like the weekend training than weekdays. Okay, in weekdays, you know that I train in Telugu as well as in English. If you don't know, yes, I train in Telugu and English. In Telugu, it will be a daily class, morning 5:15 to 6:45, but weekends is 4 to 7:30. I'll tell you the reason. Somehow the liking towards the weekend class. I can take challenges. I can use the time, guys. What will happen in daily class? If I want to test some new thing, if I want to test new thing, I can't do that because I'm time bound for 1.5 hour. But in the weekend class, I have 3.5 hour in my hand at my disposal. So that is why I can go one step forward and test something new so that I can show it to you. So that is the reason I really love the weekend class. So that means what I'm trying to say is, so I might, by the end of this 10 weekends of course, I can able to test some new things. Okay, and I can show it to you as well. Okay, chalo, let's kick it off. So first thing is what we're going to discuss here is why Azure, guys. So I know that how many, maybe you won't be able to see the people, how many people are on the class, but I'll tell you there are 27 people in this class, guys. The reason I have disabled, people can't see each other. The reason is there are some unnecessary things people are doing, like copying their email addresses, doing some nasty stuff. So that's why I disabled viewing of other people actually. But once the batch has started, you can see each other and discuss, don't worry. Okay, so there is a total number of 27 students attending this class. Okay, so it's not like only you are available, because you can't see the participants, and just one more guy has joined. Okay, right. So now why Azure, why can't? Because as you can know, there are different clouds are available, guys. There are different clouds available. We know that we have AWS, we have Azure, we have GCP, we have soft layer, we have Alibaba. Okay, so why you need to learn only Azure? Why can't AWS or why can't GCP? So let me tell you guys, learning only AWS is not going to get you anywhere. Let me be very honest on this one. Okay, only Azure don't help. Only Azure don't help. Why? You can ask me the question like why it won't help. Let me tell you. If you see in this session, there are almost like how many students? I said almost like 28 students are there who is actually learning this class. Similarly, in my Telugu class, there is another 30 people. Imagine around the world how many trainers are there. Whether they're training good or bad doesn't matter. Still, they're training people. So that means at any point I have like 1 lakh people, 1 lakh people in I need, or maybe like 50,000 to 60,000 people who knows about Azure. Whether they know it good or bad, in their resumes they're going to put they know Azure. Now let me tell you, why should I, as a recruiter, imagine I'm a recruiter, why should I shortlist your resume for Azure if the other person is also showing Azure, right? So there is no reason. So that is why the recruiters right now, because there are a lot of my students who got the job like this actually, they're not only looking for Azure, guys, they are looking for a multi-cloud with DevOps. Multi-cloud with DevOps. So that is why what I recommend to the people is you can actually learn Azure plus DevOps plus AWS, or AWS plus DevOps plus Azure. You can learn anything. Okay, it is not like AWS is good, you need to first start. No, that's not like that. Both are very good clouds, and both are not same, guys. Because some people will claim that one, both Azure and AWS are both same, why you need to learn. So let me ask you a question. Who, if somebody have that idea, right? So do you think Microsoft is so stupid enough to duplicate AWS? Is it that stupid? I don't think so, guys. Okay, so Azure, yes, there are some, so there are basically, imagine you have Hyundai i20 as well as Maruti Shift, both has 4 wheels. Doesn't mean that both are same cars, right? So everything has their own advantages. Similarly, the business model is different. Let me tell you, AWS have their concentration mostly on IaaS actually, whereas Microsoft Azure, they are actually doing on mostly on PaaS, platform as a service. So imagine, so then if you are a person who knows two clouds, who is AWS and Azure, and you know the DevOps, which can you able to automate both. I don't see any reason why someone should not give you a job, guys, because it is very rare combination where people know all these things. People laughed at me when I said the same thing during my when I was a VMware guy. I said if you have Windows, VMware, and storage, no, okay, I muted everyone. Okay, so don't, it's fine. Sometimes in the initial times you might get confused. Okay, it's fine. So let's continue. So during, see, earlier to Azure cloud and DevOps, I used to teach even VMware and virtualization and storage as well, guys. NetApp, EMC, and everything, HP3 par. So during that time, when I used to say, like, if somebody knows a Windows or Linux operating system, virtualization as well as storage, that is unbeatable resume. So, but whoever followed my saying, they got a job, because it's obvious. Because if you have multi-domain knowledge, who is going to lose you? Okay, no one is going to lose you, guys. Okay, similarly, that is what I'm trying to say. So only Azure is not going to anywhere. It's not mandatory you need to do a course with me, but if you're planning to grow in the career, try to follow. Next comes the Kubernetes, guys. See, what you do is, next come the Kubernetes. Many people ask me, why can't you explain Kubernetes and DevOps itself? Let me tell you, Kubernetes itself will take 40 classes, guys. That means 60 hours. So I can't include in the existing DevOps basically. Anyway, the DevOps is starting, the weekend DevOps is starting from next week, morning 6:30. And we will talk about that later. The next level is Kubernetes plus some sort of a Python and everything. Okay. So this is how, if you are able to follow this one, if you're able to follow this one, you have an outstanding CV, and I don't see any reason somebody should call you for an interview, ask you all the questions, and give you an offer. Okay, we'll talk about the jobs at the last. But so if you have some doubt whether we need to go to Azure or AWS and everything, so or you need to choose between AWS, or I want to go to AWS or Azure, all these things, right? Just leave that nonsense. Okay, don't think about that one. So believe me, as a trainer, as your mentor, so believe me, you choose this path. Okay, and life will be very good for you. Okay, learning only one thing will not helps you, because almost all the people know at least one cloud, so you are not special. But when you know all these three, you are special, your CV is special. And if you are able to do that, let me show you how your CV looks like, guys. Okay, if you know all these things, let me show you. Where is this one? I think this is my CV, and this is my CV actually. This is how it looks like. So cloud and DevOps, and you can see like on-premises infrastructure. This is, I'm going to help you to build a CV, something like that. It's only just 3 pages, guys. And imagine this is my CV, which is shortlisted by almost for 20 interviews, guys. Imagine. So we're going to build such a CV, so that recruiters will going to get you all the things what you know, and then you're going to appear. But of course you need to study. Don't expect saying that one just creating a resume get you a job. But of course presentation skill is important, right? Because the recruiters don't know anything about you. If you don't properly create a CV, how exactly it is going to get shortlisted? Unless it is going don't get shortlisted, how you are getting the interview? So what is the point of learning all these things if you can't create a good resume? Right, we're going to do that as well, sir. But before that, you should be good one. At least you should be Azure and DevOps, guys. If you might be thinking, okay, Azure for 2 months, DevOps for 2 months, and AWS 2 months are long time. Yes, at least you should know Azure and DevOps. Then I think it's a valuable resume. You can float the resume and try to attend the interviews, guys. So that means, what I'm trying to say, if you opted for learning this course, you are not going in a bad way, you are in a right path. So don't worry if you have some ambiguity or some confusion in your mind, am I going in the right direction? So don't worry, you are going in the right direction. People always says that, why don't you learn this, just ignore them. So this is your roadmap. I'm just telling the roadmap now itself, what you need to study. So Azure and AWS are the market leaders. Knowing both will actually give you an edge. And let me tell you, you are going to be very good in the career, guys. So don't worry. Okay, next. this is the roadmap. I just explained the roadmap. This is what, and finally once you're done with this one, and then go for Python, it is fine. Okay, the reason this is a roadmap is, first you know Azure cloud, then in the DevOps you understand how actually you can automate things on the cloud, and then you have an additional cloud. That means multi-cloud with DevOps. It's also awesome resume, right? That's why. Right. Now let's understand the syllabus. What is the syllabus we're going to do that? The reason is, some of you guys will have some special requirements like, sir, I want that, I want this, all these things. So what will happen is, it's not possible to cover everything, guys. The reason is cloud is such a huge topic, and it's not possible. Even I'm not aware of all the 200 services in cloud. Actually, it's very hard, and you can take 1 year to complete the cloud basically. But what we do is, I have customized this, guys. What you need to understand is, I have basically customized this course. It is not like simply I have downloaded from AWS. Actually, I need to edit that. I need to make into 104 and 303, but I'm a lazy guy. I didn't updated it. Okay, so if you see, if you notice, so I need to update multiple things here. One is I need to update the certification to AZ104 and AZ303, guys. 303 actually, because 300 is been expired actually, and 103 300 is going to expire by this month end. I think 103 is already expired. Okay, and as I said, I took the certification, and you can see today only, and it's passed actually. So you can also take that. I can guide you, don't worry. I think in the until the year end you're going to get it for $15 itself. AZ 900 you're getting it free actually. AZ 900, I don't know why they gave 900. They can give AZ 50 or something because many people thinking that AZ 900 is a bigger certification. No, guys, AZ 900 is a default certification. After that one you're going to get AZ 104 and AZ 300, and you also have like AZ 200 for developer, 203, and AZ DP 200 for data as well, but I'm not a data guy. And the duration of hours, this is not right, guys. Now because of the updated syllabus, it is going to 60 hours, because if you say at an average of 3 hours per day, it will be 6 hours per weekend. Into 10 weekends, that will be 60, but it will actually go for 65 as well. So this is actually, I need to edit this as well. Now coming down, I'm not going to waste much of the time on this Azure curriculum, guys. I'm going to put in chat. Okay, you can actually copy from the chat. Okay, let me put in chat. You can actually copy from the chat actually. Okay, so you can look into that one. Now if you see, we are going to start from the basics, guys. So one thing, let me tell you, I'm not going to run any PowerPoint presentations, or I'm not going to run any like some fancy stuff, all the things. I'm going to do two things heavily. One is I'm going to use the notepad. I'm going to type what exactly I'm going to teach, and I'm going to use MS Paint, where I'm going to draw the whole design for you, explaining what can happen, how exactly we need to, how the traffic flow is coming, and how the connectivity is happening, everything just like this actually. So for example, let me show you a Azure diagram, which I explained today for Azure DevOps actually. Where is this one? Desktop. As part of this one, so give me 1 minute. ENG, where is this? DevOps. Where is this one? Yeah, this one. Okay, so I'm going to click on edit, and this is a diagram. This is how I draw, guys. This is a complete CI/CD for a DevOps people, which I covered in the morning. So how the Azure, this is Azure DevOps, guys. We're going to talk Azure DevOps at the last as well. Okay, this is the complete CI/CD which we're going to discuss. So I'm going to type whatever I want. I mean, whatever I need to tell to you, right? Like this in the notepad. And second thing is, I'm going to draw the diagram here, show them how things work it out, how the traffic is coming in and everything. I'm going to draw the diagram and explain. I'm not going to run any PowerPoint and all these things. And whatever the things, right, I'm going to basically practically do it, guys. I'm going to literally practically do it. I always believe in hands-on, and it worked until now. So by the way, my overall experience is 15 years, and I recently joined one of the company as a solutions architect on last week actually. Before that, I was you can search my LinkedIn profile. I was a technical architect. Now I'm a solutions architect. Okay, and planning to dockerize a lot of containers, and going to work a lot on Azure itself. So my expectation is I'm going to show you a lot of new things in Azure, guys, because the current project I'm working on the company is it's based on Azure only. So I have a very good feeling that I'm going to get new things, a lot of new things. Okay, so and I'm teaching, believe me, I'm teaching from past 10 years. Okay, in my 15 years of career, I'm teaching from past 10 years. I started a long back from Windows, virtualization, storage, and cloud DevOps now. So I know how I have a very good of experience how to make the students to understand. Okay, so that's why I'm not going to, guys. Please go on mute. Okay, so you might not. Okay, let me make you mute. So don't unmute. Huh? Okay, I made the mute. Okay, so that means we are going to do almost everything literally practical, guys. Everything is practical. So that means if I want to explain about DNS, I go for DNS, create a DNS, I go to do GoDaddy, buy a domain for you, and do that one. So I'm not doing anything like it won't be like that. Hypo think about like this. No, we do everything practically. Remember that, yeah. So coming back to the syllabus, guys. Coming back to syllabus, this is an introduction course, and we see like we're going to discuss about today. My plan is to discuss about networking as well, actually. So, and we're going to talk about network security groups, firewalls, application security groups, and we're going to talk a deep about Azure firewall, guys. You don't have this feature even in AWS, and I'm not a professional in GCP, but AWS you don't have this feature. We're going to talk about virtual machines, and we're going to talk a lot of cloud shell, Azure cloud shell, and load balancing, standard application gateway, and basic. And we're going to talk about SSL certificates, virtual machine scale sets, and we're going to talk about Azure, and we're going to talk about SQL databases, MySQL, and the biggest changes coming from the last class is we're going to literally do the migration, guys. We're going to move a server directly from my home because I got the 50 Mbps connectivity, so I have my virtual environment. Kubernetes, but normally to explain Azure Kubernetes, you should know a lot about Kubernetes, guys, and log analytics, migration. Okay, and I'm going to give you an overview about Terraform and Packer, by the way. Okay, and Azure DevOps. What I did was I have included Azure DevOps here as well as DevOps as well, because I came to know like some people are paying like almost like a 15,000, 20,000 just to know the Azure DevOps outside, and I can see like people are or like these training issues are trying to exploit as much as possible. So what I did was I included the Azure DevOps. This will take almost one full weekend, guys. The last weekend, almost like 8 hours totally we're going to spend on Azure DevOps. Okay, and also functional apps and all these things, and finally the certification and everything. My expectation is I'm going to by the time this completes, I'm going to complete my 304 certification also, and I'm planning for Azure DevOps. I'm going to share my thoughts on certification as well. Okay, right. Okay, this is the syllabus, and I've custom made it, guys. It's not like that we are going to talk beyond the certification. We are not go as per the certification. If you want to do the certification, you can just sit in home and study. You can clear the certification, guys. This is beyond the certification, where somebody gives you a work saying that one, okay, I want to deploy some the manager comes and says, okay, deploy the infrastructure, and say that one in Azure, right? So you're going to basically deploy everything, guys. You're going to deploy everything with confidence. That is what I'm aiming for. Okay, so this is the syllabus, and any questions, guys, you can unmute and ask me. Syllabus only was 3 points, like ask related to syllabus, the career related, technical. I'm going to give more than half an hour at the last. We're going to discuss, don't worry. Any questions related to the syllabus or for your roadmap? Any questions? You can unmute at the top and ask the question before I proceed.
No, thanks.
Yeah, anyone? Okay. Guys.
Hi, Sri. This is Chandu.
Yes, Chandu.
Hey, hi. Actually, like the career or technical team is like at the end you want me to ask, right? So I'm from MBA background, so
Yes, I know where you are going. We'll talk about the last because career,
okay.
because I know that people are coming from database or ETL, telcos, how they want to go here, right? We won't talk a lot because it's a detailed discussion and I don't want to
Okay,
bring that right
that's
now.
why
Yeah,
that's
that's
why I
why.
thought of
Yeah, we're
asking.
going to talk
And one
about the
more thing
last.
is like
Hmm.
even like when you said about DevOps and AWS, so are you going to
Hmm.
give us an introduction like brief or something like that, or are you going to go into detail like how we going to be
It's
DevOps?
actually useless basically to give any introduction because DevOps is almost like it will take 10 weekends and AWS it's a daily batch at the evening actually. So there is zero use actually giving a overview of that one, literally zero, because they are
Uh,
so big ones. There is no use at all. So that's why, because we're going to put all our concentration on Azure, and anyway at the last we're going to talk about the Azure DevOps. So you by that time you'll get a fair amount of idea what is DevOps. Okay, so it's okay. During in even the DevOps, Azure DevOps, I'm going to use AWS to deploy in one of the class. So what will happen is it will help you, so you'll get an idea, so don't worry.
So going forward, I can understand like how it differs from Azure and AWS, and so
Not
how we
might be
are.
completely, not completely unless you do the AWS course, but slightly yes.
Okay, so and also I will get an idea like how I use DevOps in Azure and AWS, right?
Yes, you will get it, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if you do guys any questions guys before I go next, and we'll start kicking off. Who is this guy? Azure DevOps Server TFS training has arrived. That's a unique name. Azure DevOps Server TFS. TFS Azure 48 at gmail.com. You are on mute, man. Man.
Yeah,
Okay, you don't
sorry,
need to.
sorry. This is Vijay.
Yes, Vijay, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I unfortunately I entered my mail ID. Actually, I'm going in a process regarding Azure server. So
I
actually, I
see. No
want to
worries.
learn. Yeah, actually, I just want to know about TFS.
TFS, we're going to. You're talking about Azure DevOps only, right?
Yeah, Azure DevOps
That's a
and
team foundation.
TFS,
It's
Team
the new one.
Foundation Service Server. I
We're
just
not
want
going
to make
to.
the job.
We're not going to talk about TFS. We're going to talk pure Azure DevOps. That too, last weekend. The last means in the 9th and 10th weekend, we're going to only talk about Azure DevOps. That means if you are able to manage to learn Azure DevOps, then I think you can manage TFS very easily, because the same thing, right? That's why.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Chalo. Let's kick it off, guys. So let's understand. Yes.
Asha, this is Deepak from Chennai. I am totally
Mhm.
new to this one, cloud. So how it will be manageable for me to proceed further?
Uh,
Because
that that's a career related question. We're going to talk at the last.
yeah,
I'm going to spend with you guys almost like half an hour to 45 minutes to make your career things, all these things clear. So don't worry. Okay. Yeah.
okay, thanks a lot.
Okay, guys, let's kick it off. So the agenda here will be we're going to talk about IAS, PAS, and SAS and thing account creation. I think let's see. Depending upon the time, I can actually introduce to IP addressing as well, networking as well after the account creation. Otherwise, if the time is not enough, then I think definite time should be enough. So and then maybe the point 7, I need to explain about like IP addressing, which is very important. IP addressing and subnetting, and then we're going to talk about the question and answers where I'm going to explain fee as well. Okay, right. So let's start with what exactly is cloud, guys. Okay, before this one, before even going to the IAS and pass all these things, what exactly is cloud? Okay, so I hope many people knows that one, but I'll try to clarify a few more things on this one. Now if you think that cloud is not there from the start, guys, if you notice that cloud is not there from the start, okay, what I'm going to do is let me turn on my lab actually, because I have my VMware lab. Let me also I'm going to show it to you how exactly it looks like as well, so that you'll get a decent amount of idea what is cloud. Okay, now one thing you need to understand, this is basically cloud looks like. Okay, this is basically cloud looks like. Okay, so what is happening here is if we are going to do something here, basically you might require a machine, a virtual server like a Windows machine or a Linux machine. You are going to select here, for example, go to virtual machines and start deploying the machines, and you are going to get a server, guys. Okay, this is the interface of Azure basically. And if I go to AWS, right here I have it. Okay, let me log into the AWS as well. Hold on. Okay, so if you see, the AWS looks like this. You can see the server is running already. Green VM1 is running. It is nothing but the server. See the screen you are seeing right now, right? My screen. It is coming from the same server. Because if by any chance if something happens and get disconnected, right? So I thought that you guys should not lose it. That's why I kept that. And this is the AWS cloud. Sorry, Azure cloud actually. Now what is happening at the back end? Okay, what is at the back end? So that means what is happening is when you deploy something at somewhere, something is getting deployed. Okay, it is actually getting deployed on a physical infrastructure at the back end. So whatever you are seeing here right now is not cloud, guys. Okay, so what exactly you are seeing here is this is basically called as orchestration layer. What you need to understand is it is actually called as orchestration layer. Orchestration layer, anything is fine. That means whatever you're going to select here, okay, you're going to select here at the back end, it is going to deploy something in the data center. Okay, what is a data center? We come to that one, but that is basically divided into, that particular cloud is divided into something. So in order to explain cloud, right, it is nothing but, if I take MS Paint, you can take any cloud, guys. Don't think that is only AWS. See, you can take any cloud. Imagine you can take AWS cloud or Azure cloud. Let me go Azure cloud or GCP, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to say, like, for example, Azure, I'm going to say like AWS, I'm going to say GCP. Okay, now what is happening is this contains a lot of hardware at the back end, like they're going to have like the hundreds of servers and everything, right? So now every cloud has a portal. Every cloud has a portal. So like this, like for example, this is Azure portal, and this is AWS portal, and this is GCP portal, right? So this one we're going to access it using portal.azure.com, right? And this we're going to access it using aws.amazon.com. Okay, so amazon.com, and this we are using cloud.google.com, for example. You are actually, so what will happen, imagine this front end, right, the portal, what you are doing, right, imagine it is something like your bank account. See, you're logging into the bank account, right, and you're going to pay some money. Okay, you're going to send a fee to me basically, right? You're going to do a UPI or some sort of a transfer. You are not literally physically going, right? You are just doing in the mobile. Automatically my account is getting credited. So what exactly is happening? Everything is happening at the back end. That is why this is called as orchestration layer or abstraction, basically, because you really don't see what is happening at the back end. So that means these portals are actually connect to the back end to a lot of hardware is there at back end. There is like a lot of investment was done there actually. Okay, so that means whatever the inputs you are giving in this portal, they are converted back end, and then that is sent to, the commands are sent to the particular AWS or Azure or GCP, and you are getting the resources created. When I say resources, it can be virtual machines, networks, subnets, databases. You can take literally anything, guys. So whatever you're using, these portals are just like for your reference only. It is not it is not actually, you're not going to do everything in the real time here, guys. Okay, you might be thinking that, okay, when I join a job, I'm going to do all these things from here. No, you're not going to do it from here. You're going to use this portal as a reference to find out, like, okay, how many servers I have. You are going to automate things, guys. You're going to automate things. Now what you need to understand is what exactly is there at the back end. what exactly is there at the back end. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. Give me 1 minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start my VMware environment, and I'm going to show you how a virtualization environment will be there, and then we go. Okay, give me 1 minute, guys. Or I can share the screen. What is the big deal? Okay, let me share my laptop screen, where exactly I'm going to see. What you are seeing right now is my laptop screen, guys. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, like, for example, 192.1.50. What's happening? Hmm. So let's see, I have the communication or not. Ping 192.168.1.150. Whoa, it's not even connected. Why it's not connected? It should be connected. Okay, I think the cable, yeah, the cable was not connected, guys. Sorry. See, now I'm getting a connectivity. Okay, let me. This is my lab system, guys. Okay, let me log into the lab system. I have two machines basically, which I'm going to start. This and this, by the way. I'm going to power it on so that it will take a while to come back. What we're going to do is, let's come back again. I'm going to log into the VMware vCenter server, and I'm going to show you what is happening at the back end. Okay, when you basically do something here, right? Let me share my screen here. Okay, so when you share your screen, what exactly is happening at the back end, I'm going to show you later, basically. Okay, so now let's discuss about what is this IaaS. IaaS, which is basically a short form for infra as a server, infra as a service, guys. So infrastructure as a service, guys, short form. And we have PaaS, which is platform as a service. Similarly, SaaS, which is software as a service, guys. Okay, software as a service. Now we need to understand the basic difference so that you will understand what is falling where. If I take a virtual machine, for example, is it falling to infra as a service, or it is falling to platform? We need to understand. If I take a Azure web app, where exactly it is falling. If I take like Microsoft Office 365, where it is falling. So these are logical things, guys. Okay, these are basically logical things, saying that you just understand. For example, if I say, let's take a government, basically. Okay, government, I'm going to say, like, defense department. If I take defense department is not physical, right? You call army, navy, and everything combining, you call it as a defense, basically. It's a logical name given to that one. So if I say that education department, education is not physical, basically, there, right? It's a ministry, which it is basically a logical entity which governs everything, right? Like that, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS, right? These are not physical things, basically. Okay, if I give, see, Azure or AWS, everything, they have almost, like, if I go to all services, right, they're going to provide almost 200 plus services, guys. 200, literally all these categories, everything. Now what you need to understand is, every category will mostly probably falls into IaaS, PaaS, very little about SaaS, basically. Okay, so that means it's a logical grouping. So the apart from that, it's not basically special. So it's not any physical, like a virtual machine, or it's not physical. It's a logical grouping of machines, basically, or virtual grouping of services. Now what exactly is infra as a service? Infra as a service, what I'm going to basically compare with. I always compare with something like a new flat, guys, a brand new flat. Imagine you bought a new flat, basically. No one buys a flat right now in this situation, but imagine you bought a new flat, and you're going to do the housewarming function, right? Okay, so you go inside, and what will happen if you see inside your home? What you're going to find? You are not going to find anything, guys. Imagine what you're going to do is, okay, so why, someone, come on, guys. Why you shared the screen? Hmm? Don't do that. Don't click on that one. Okay. Anyway, so coming back, don't click on share screen, guys. I know you made it by mistake, but don't do that. Yeah. Okay, so imagine you got a new flat and you're going to call the builder and saying that one, okay builder, I got a new flat, I'm very happy, also send me a refrigerator, Sony Bravia TV, as well as IFB washing machine. That is what you're going to say to the builder. And if the builder is near for you, he's going to kick you, by the way. Or if he's very nice guy, he's going to say, it is not my responsibility. See, my responsibility is giving you the flat, which is having with a quality built flat, which is having doors, windows, bathrooms, kitchens and everything. So I'm going to give it to you. That apart from that, getting the all the things like your things which you like a common things which for your daily living, right? It's not my responsibility. That is what the builder is going to say. Similarly, in the infrastructure as a service, guys, the CSP, what is the CSP means? Cloud service provider. CSP stands for CSP stands for Cloud Service Provider. Remember, it can be AWS, AWS, Azure, or GCP. Doesn't matter. Everyone is called as a CSP, Cloud Service Provider. So what it will do? It will say he will only give the infrastructure, only provide the infra, like VM, virtual machine, guys. That means you're going to come here and ask, I need a Windows machine. Yes, he's going to give the Windows machine. And what you are going to install inside the Windows machine is not the concern of the cloud service provider. That is what IaaS is. Okay, once the handover was been given to you, the new flat was being given to you. Okay, the builder is not really worried about like what type of laptop you are going to buy or what type of television you are going to buy. It's not his headache. Similarly, in infrastructure as a service, he is going to give the infrastructure which contains like for example, compute, memory, OS, network, storage, okay, firewall, all these things. Basically, he'll give the infrastructure. That's it. Now inside that infrastructure, you can install database, you can actually install a website, or you can install stream the movies. It doesn't matter what you're going to do, but it should be proper guidelines. That means, like, imagine you buy a new flat, doesn't mean that you're going to get an elephant and put in your flat. It's not going to work like that, right? Similarly, what you need to do, what you need to understand, there are some guidelines what you're going to put inside. For example, Bitcoin mining, it's not allowed. Okay, you should not do the Bitcoin mining inside the cloud. It's against the rules. As well as doing some raid concepts, everything is against, basically. So you should not do that. There are some guidelines what things you can install, what things you should not install, basically. Okay, and you should not put some virus and all these things. So security is a shared entity. We will talk about the security later. So what you need to understand is the cloud service provider, which is in our case is Azure, is going to provide you with the infrastructure only, just like as a virtual machine with enough memory, CPU, operating system, all these things. And what you're going to install inside that one is not the responsibility of cloud service provider. Okay, that is what as infrastructure. If the VM is not properly working, like we have some performance issues or it is getting rebooted again and again, then what you can do is you can actually take it up with the Azure, saying that one, I have this problem, basically. But if your application is not working inside your server, right, due to some reason, then it is not the responsibility of the Azure. So you need to talk to the application owner, actually, or application vendor, actually. Okay, that is basically infrastructure as a service. Next, we're going to talk about platform as a service. Any questions, guys? Anything you didn't understand here in the infra as a service? Any questions here? Friends, you can unmute and ask if you have a question, or I'll go to the pass. Are we clear? Or you can say, what you can do is you can basically say yes in the chat, or yes, yeah, yes.
Yes, we're good so far.
Okay, excellent. Let's move on. Now for the platform as a service, right? So for the platform as a service, what I'm going to compare this one will be, so I'm going to compare platform as a service, basically, with the hotel suite, guys. Okay, not hotel suite, actually, I can say like, okay, something like this, actually, studio apartment. I'm going to compare with the studio apartment basically. Now, what exactly is the difference between a flat and a studio apartment? So the studio apartment, right, you have everything there ready made, right? That means like it is going to say like, okay, you want a couch, it will be ready. You want a television, it will be there. You want a refrigerator, it will be there, right? In the studio apartment. Similarly, what what the cloud service provider will do is he will give you a platform. But let me tell you, even in the studio apartment, you will have all your gas, stove, and everything, right? The cooking, everything is there. But let me tell you, still you need to cook. Remember that, okay? In studio apartment, you have all the facilities to cook, but still you need to cook, right? So you won't get biryani by automatically. So CSP will give the platform for your applications. Okay, what is that exactly that mean? Now imagine you have an application, some Java application or a .NET application. Okay, you have some Java application, Java .NET application. Obviously you require a database. So you can actually do database in two different ways. One way is, yes, like a new flat, you're going to create a server and then you log into the server and then you're going to download the database software like MS SQL or Oracle or MySQL, and you're going to install it basically. That is one way. But unfortunately there is no database guy in your team or in your company or whatever, wherever you project you are working, there is no database person, and you really don't want to take that headache. They're not going to hire any new database guy basically. Okay, now how can we solve this problem? You can solve this problem by you becoming a database expert. That will take another 5 years. It's not going to happen, right? So how you solve that is, we can ask the cloud service provider itself, see, this is the problem, I don't want to install manage the database, is there is a other way? Then what the CSP will say, let's do one thing, I will give you the database platform. So what he will say, see, let's do one thing, I have something called as SQL databases with me. What you can do is, you really don't need to install anything. You just tell me what type, how much memory CPU you require, put it, click on OK. You're going to get a ready-made database and you start using it. You really don't worry about taking a backup of that one, managing of that one, how the database is behaving. I'll take care of it. You just start using the database. That means the CSP is going to give you a platform saying that one for your application, how exactly studio apartment is giving you like the couch as well as the refrigerator, stove and everything, right? Similarly, they will give you the platform as a database. So actually you can start using it. You don't need to worry about the management. For example, if the television is not working, for example, in a studio apartment, unless you broke it by the way. So if the television is not working, what you can do, you can inform the a landlord saying that one, this is the scenario here, he'll come and check it out. If it is not your mistake, what will happen is he'll replace it or do something, right? You are not responsible because you are paying the money, including that one. He will take the responsibility. Likewise here also in the past, right? So for example, you take this one as like SQL database, there is one more called as web apps, guys. Apps, it's called as app services. This is not there in AWS anyway. So this is app service. This is like, imagine you have a website, you want to host the website, you don't know anything about server creation, all these things. You can take app service and host a website. That's it. You don't need to worry about how you manage that. You manage that. That's it, guys. So it will be done. Basically, it will be done actually. Okay. So this is how the platform as a service. Now there is one problem with the studio apartment. What is that, guys? Can anybody tell me what is the problem with the studio apartment? Guys, what is the problem with the studio apartment?
Maybe it's too small.
I think we cannot customize things.
Excellent. Yes, we cannot customize it, right? I can't go and talk to landlord. Okay, I really don't like the Sony Bravia TV. I want MI TV. I can't say I don't like Samsung washing machine. I want IFB washing machine. So he's going to say get lost basically, right? So you are here to come and use it. You're not here to give me directions on what you want. So that means customizations may be possible, but not completely, because you are not having authority to do that one. Similarly, in the platform as a service, right, what is going to happen? You can't customize it. For example, what you want is you want to log into the database, what the database given by Azure, want to do some performance tuning or some sort of a troubleshooting. No, you can't do that because you don't have access to that one. At the back end, Azure is managing, so you can't customize it. Even there is a customization, they'll be very limited. You because you don't have any administrator level access in the web app, as well as or Azure, right? You can't do a lot of customization. That is one of the trade-off you need to do. So trade-off is nothing but another fancy word for compromise, guys. Okay, sometimes you will hear the trade-off is that's a fancy word for compromise. That's it. Okay, so whenever you hear trade-off, say it's a compromise. You need to compromise on the level of control you have. That is what a platform as a service. Examples for platform as a service, you can say in Azure, right? You can take like Azure SQL and app service. Whereas if you take infra as a service, you can take virtual machines as infra as a service. Virtual machines as infra as a service. Guys, any questions, anything? I know that you're still at the starting phase. You'll understand more once we talk about Azure SQL and app services to understand more in detail about the app service. But any questions at high level between IAS and PAS? Any questions?
Yeah, this is Buck. I want to know about CSP. This is the first word I'm hearing
It's a
about
cloud.
it. See,
See, what is ISP? Tell me, what is ISP? ISP is an internet service provider, basically your Geo or Tata Docomo. Similarly, CSP is a cloud service provider who is basically Azure or AWS or GCP. That's it.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's a fancy word. That's all. Don't think that too much. Yeah. It's just a fancy word. Any questions, guys?
We can get same thing in the Azure also, no? Pass
We are
like
already in
same.
Azure. We're already in Azure. You meant to say
Yeah, hi,
AWS?
sir. So
Yes.
can
RDS.
we ask that? Yes,
Yes. Can we?
can we ask CSP that that only particular OS we require or particular network we require? Can we ask like that, or they will provide automatically as per our requirement?
No, see, they will give you as much as choice as possible, basically. If it is used by most of the customers, they'll give you as much of choices, but not everything. For example, you can get operating system in Windows, Linux, Red Hat, but if you say I want IBM AIX, it's not going to work because the processor is different. So they'll try to give as much as possible, but they can't satisfy everything. So you can, if you want customization, if it is in their limits, they can help you out, but not everything, right?
Got your point. Thank you.
The AWS comes under infra as a service, right?
Okay, let me go like in AWS. Okay, if you go for AWS, creating of virtual machines, as well as in Azure, creating of virtual machines, both are basically infrastructure as service only. They'll give infrastructure for you. That's it. Even cloud also, it's called as I think some engine, compute engine, I think so, in GCP. So it is actually called as infra only. That's it. So simply, you'll understand. Don't worry, guys. You'll slowly understand once you go by that. What you need to understand is things you have. Where is this one? Yeah, things you have full control. You have total control in operating system. Very simple. If you have control on the operating system, then it's a IaaS. If you don't have control in the operating system, then it's a PaaS. Okay, clear? For example, if you take Azure SQL and app service, you can't log into the servers at the back end. It is managed by AWS or Azure. Okay, then it's a PaaS. So if it is like virtual machines, you have full control on the operating system. You can create file, delete file. Then it's a IaaS. That's very simple. Okay.
Okay, Harsha, Santosh here.
Yes, Santosh.
So I have one question. When we create a free account, right? So that time we are not thinking about whether we should go for PaaS or IaaS, right? Or
No,
SaaS, right?
first of all,
Like,
when you are creating account, you are working in Azure or AWS, you should not think about IaaS pass actually. Okay, you are not
correct,
going to
yeah.
get this IaaS pass anywhere while you are working in the cloud. The reason I'm telling you for you is sometimes people will ask you in the interviews this nonsense question, thinking that these are fundamentals. Okay, they'll go for interview, they'll ask like, okay, can you tell me difference between IaaS pass and all these things. You have like 100 questions you can ask in the cloud, but you ask this silly question. But I don't want you guys to lose an interview because of the silly question. That's why I'm teaching you. Okay, you're not going to do anything with this one in cloud, but for your knowledge I'm telling you. Any questions, guys? Are we clear on this? Okay, let's move it out. So finally, we have software as a service, guys. Now if you say software as a service, okay, now I'm going to explain this or say this is basically like 7 star or let's say 5 star. I don't know how many 7-star hotels are there, so as a 5-star suite or suite. Some people say suite, I don't know why, but let's say 5-star suite actually. Now you go into the suite, it is like just like 2 times or 3 times greater than a studio apartment, you know that, right? And what is the advantage of having a hotel suite? Now imagine in the first case, in the IaaS, if you want to eat a biryani, by the way, okay, imagine you want to eat a biryani, that is the context there. So what you need to do, you need to go shopping, get all the ingredients, and you need to get a stove and everything, and then you need to cook it and start eating it. Okay, now the advantage of IaaS is because you can cook as if you like Hyderabad biryani, Lucknow biryani, or Chennai talapakattu biryani, whatever you like. Okay, you can basically use whatever the flavor you want. Now if you come to the PaaS platform, they will give you the infrastructure. That means the studio apartment will give you the stove actually and the gas, everything. Okay, so then you need to cook your biryani, but you can't really cook completely as above. Why? Because in IaaS, right, you can actually use a gas stove, or you can actually get the charcoal or the wood, and Hyderabad dum biryani should be done on the wood actually, then only it will be very tasty. Okay, so you need to do that, but here you don't have a choice. You can do that, but your options are limited in the past actually, because you're going to use a gas stove and cook the biryani. It might be not as tasty as IaaS basically, because IaaS you have full control what you are cooking. In past you don't have it, you have only partial control. If you go to the SaaS, right, in the SaaS you're not going to cook at all. You're going to take a phone and say to the restaurant, get me a biryani. We really don't know whether it is what biryani, where exactly you cooked, is it cooked on wood or cooked on gas stove. It doesn't matter, you just get a biryani and you start eating it. Whether you like it or not, you eat it, you can't customize it. Okay, similarly software as a service, right, it is a ready-made product. For the best example I can say for 5-star or I mean software as a service is, I can say Office 365, guys. Okay, Office 365, I think most of the companies nowadays they're not using any Microsoft Office, like they're actually using Office 365. That means OneDrive, everything is online. Your email as well as MS Word, PowerPoint, everything is online, right? And the other example I can say like is Google Apps. I'll say Google, come on, Google Apps. The other example I can say like this one, Salesforce, for example. Salesforce is there, right? So of course there is some development you can do, but what Salesforce is remotely, where you can develop and you can, it is partially PaaS and I can say SaaS as well. But if you want to ask what is the pure SaaS actually, it is basically I can say Office 365, because you just pay. Imagine I got some 50 employees, I want an email address, MS Office, everything. I just pay the license and take it. I don't need to install anything. Of course I need to download some small package and install it, but I don't need to install anything, no servers, nothing. You directly get the email address and everything, guys. That means you are not going to configure, manage, nothing. Ready-made is available. Now when the ready-made biryani is available, where you customize it, you can't even customize it. The only customized thing you can do is whether you put raita or not. That is the only customization you can do. Okay, so similarly here also what will happen, You can't do much customization. You might give like logo change. The Raita is here is nothing but the logo change, or what is the name you get, all these things. Apart from that, the core functionality, you can't do anything. Okay, so that is what a SaaS is. So this is how, that means SaaS is very limited in AWS and Azure. Basically, it's very limited, by the way. Mostly it is IaaS and PaaS. SaaS is very limited, guys, very less. This is what IaaS, PaaS and SaaS, guys. Take that biryani example, put it in your mind, you'll understand very well. Whenever I was explaining about these things, you just get that biryani example, you'll understand clearly. Is it clear, guys? These three things?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Okay, which one, this one or biryani? Both items. Good. Yes,
sir. So basically, the level of customization reduces while moving from IaaS to SaaS, right?
That's logical, right?
Okay.
That's the logic, yeah. The control changes from you to the vendor. From at the IaaS, you have more control. Moving on down, the more the control, your control will become less, and vendor control becomes more.
Yes, sir. I'm clear. Thank you.
Okay, chalo. So what's next? Next thing what we need to discuss is important thing is I'll do one thing. Let's complete the Azure account creation first, guys. Let's create the account creation first, and then we go to the data center architecture. I will explain, and then I'm going to explain about my the VMware environment, and then we go for IP addressing and subnetting. Now what I'm going to do is give me an IP address who don't have an Azure account. So put in the chat who don't have a Azure account. I can create it for you. If, let me tell you guys, you never logged in using that email. Normally people will say, sir, I don't have account. When I try to log in, it will say enter the password. That's why. So give me your email.
Steve, one doubt. Azure AD, they are telling Azure AD. It's different from Azure. It's the same like Office 365.
Okay. So do you have a knowledge on AWS, by the way, by any chance? By any chance, do you know AWS? Yes, no. Okay, I'll take that as a no. Okay, so Azure AD and Microsoft Windows AD, both are different. Both are not same. Okay, you're a Windows guy, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So you know Microsoft AD, right?
Yes.
So both are different. See, Azure AD is there to manage the Azure resources, by the way. Okay, it's a flat one. It is not like your regular AD. Whereas Microsoft Windows AD is there for your user, where you can use you can log into the machines and everything. You can do that with Azure AD, but what you need to understand is Azure AD is entirely different from your Microsoft Windows AD, basically. Okay, so we'll talk about that later when we get the Azure AD. Don't worry right now. Yeah. Okay, so okay, I got an email from Trinath. Okay, I said Trinath. Okay, so let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new private window, and I'm going to say like portal.azure.com. Now before going there, let me tell you what are the free options you have in Microsoft Azure, guys. I'll explain that one, and I'll create the account for you. Now Microsoft will give you 1 month trial, not like Azure where it will give 1 year trial, all these things. They'll give 1 month trial with a credit of $200. In Indian rupees, you might get some 13,200 rupees or something. Okay, $200. That means in 1 month you will get that one. But if you see, our class will go for 2.5 months, by the way. So there is a good amount of chance by another 4 weeks it will be basically your account will be done. But you have 1 month. You can do whatever you like with this $200. Not like, don't expect you create 10 machines. They won't allow you. There will be 4 CP. There are some limitations for this one. So you'll give. But if you already use the free trial, okay, then you need to use a new email and card to do that one. But what I suggest you is don't do that, guys. Okay, you are not going to save a lots and lot by just getting a free trial. My expectation is to do all the practice for next 10 weekends for this course, right? I'm expecting you might get a total bill of 1,000 rupees, guys, not more than that. Actually 500 is fine, but sometimes you forget things. So what I'm expecting is to practice everything what I'm going to tell you in the next 10 weekends, or excluding this weekend, next 9 weekends. So I'm expecting you are going to get a bill of 1,000 rupees total, not per weekend, total bill of not more than that, if you follow my one. So if you think that yes, I really can't pay that 1,000 rupees, okay, then you think about creating a second account of trial account. But Microsoft knows, guys, they knows that they monitor everything. So if you try to do some additional free account, they'll block you. Actually, I mean, they don't allow you to create. But if you can do that, it's fine. You need to use a separate email ID as well as a card as well. You can't use the same card, guys. Okay, if you can do that, yes, you do that. But normally what I say is it won't get more than 1,000 rupees, guys. So if you already use the free trial, you need to use the pay as you go. Otherwise you can actually create a free trial. Okay, so how to create a free trial, I'll show it to you. First thing you need to do is, I'll go here, I'll say create one, actually create an account. I'm going to go next, and it is saying this is what I said. So you already have, looks like have a Microsoft account, guys. See, Trinath, is anyone else, by the way, want to share, who don't never logged in into the Microsoft? Can you share the email so I can basically create an account for you? If you don't share the email, that means you already have the account. Though I don't need to teach this then. If nobody is sharing, that means you already have an account, right? Then I can skip this class. So anybody don't have the Azure account? Okay, so I got two responses. One is from Ashok and the third one is from Pradeep. So let's try Ashok email first. You already have a Microsoft account. Okay, so let's try Sai Kumar account. We'll try one by one. Who, see, it is already have a Microsoft account. Yes, T Shiva. Okay, finally. Okay, so Shiva's, I got this one. So I'm going to give a password. Shiva, what you do is once the class is completed, at the last I'm going to give my WhatsApp number. Of course, I think you should have it, but I'll give you the number contact. Just ping me, I'll give you the password. Okay. Okay, so I'll say, okay, so I'm going to country region, go next. Okay, so say give me your code, by the way. If you get a code, send me the code. If you get some variety sounds, I'm just having my coffee. You got it, Shiva? You should get it. So email is right? sthavana@gmail.com. Then just you should get it. I'm going to put it, try again. Click on try again. So you should get it. Normally you will get it actually. Check in the spam as well sometimes. because Microsoft will be very fast. You'll get things very fast. Come on, otherwise it won't take much time. Why it is not coming? So is the email right, by the way? STHAVNA, the email right? Right. So then it should get it. I don't see why it's not. Okay, do one thing. So I'll show you in the remaining another account whether you're getting it or not. So what you do is you just message me once it is done. So basically, I'm actually sharing a different screen. I might not see your chat basically. So once you get it, this what you do is just let me know on the just unmute and let me know. Okay. Okay. So once you put this one right, I need to go next, guys. Your account will be created, but let me tell you, okay, let me tell you, you won't see anything, guys. You won't see anything. Something let me show you. So you'll get an account. One thing you need to do is you need to go to the search and put subscriptions. Put subscriptions, and you know what you're going to see? You're going to see empty, nothing else. You're simply going to see an empty, and this you don't you see. These are two different subscriptions which I have created. Okay, but in your case you're going to see very much empty, guys. Nothing will be there. That means don't think that just creating a Azure account is going to, you're just straight away going to create virtual machines. No, it's not going to work like that. So first you create an account as just which I showed you. Just like this, you need to put your code number. Next it will go, and you need to put all the details basically. Once this is done, and you're going to come to this page, guys. This page, and this page will be empty, and this page will be empty basically. Now what you, okay, you may, come on man, I keep asking you, right? You ask, is there email right or not? So you see. Okay, Microsoft don't do mistakes. They are big companies. Okay, I'll go back. See, you already have an account. Okay, so can't do anything. Okay, who else is not having, guys? Did anyone gave the other one gave? Okay, so no one else gave, guys. Okay, so if anyone else who want to, okay, Venki gave a K19. Okay, let me see. Venki has finally. Okay, I don't know why if you select India, it won't ask for a birthday. It looks like Indians might not have birthday or what. Anyway, okay, Venki, check it out if you got the number. I need the number, please. Yeah, 177. I told you, right? It will be very fast. And next. Okay, this is real pain. Hold on. Okay, good. Now that's it, guys. Your account is created. Venki, what you do is just buzz me after this class. I'm going to share you the ID. Yeah, I mean the password. Yeah. Okay. So this is what you're going to get. And as I told you, if you go for subscriptions here, you're going to literally see empty, guys. You're not going to see anything here. So what you're supposed to do here is you can go add, click on add subscriptions is there, right? Click on add, and it is going to open a new window. In the new window, it is asking you for a free trial and pay as you go. But if you go to my right, if I go and click on add, right, let me show you what you'll get. I'm not going to get any, it's not going to allow you free trial, guys, because my free trial is over like long back. So I don't get any free trial. So checking the offer eligibility. Okay. So it is checking whether I have a free trial, Azure for students, innovate, explore, drive, Azure. Okay, so see the select offer is gone, guys. It is saying innovate, Azure for students, plus free with Azure credit plus. If I select, I don't know what is this offer, guys. If I select this, let's see what they say, how much credits I give, so I can use it. Get 100 in Azure credits, saying that one. So start building a future with Azure. So get 100 credit when you create a free account for students account. Okay. So again, I really don't need, but in my case, you see this. So this is the pay as you go. I need to say select offer, right? Here you are not eligible for off because my free trial is gone. Same with you, it will show like this. But here I'm going to select the free trial. When I select the free trial, still what you need to do is you need to enter your credit card details, guys. You might thinking debit card works. Some people debit card has worked, guys. But what you need to do here is you can basically, Venki, you need to go to select India, put all your details. Okay, put all your phone number, all these things. Then it will ask you send SMS verify phone, and later you need to enter your card details, and then you can use, see, I recommend you to use the credit card. Why? Because it works basically, and officially Azure don't work on debit cards, but you can give a try. For few people it will work. That's what they said actually. You can actually do that one. Then the free trial will get activated, guys. The free trial will be activated. Okay, and then what will happen, you have 30 days to use that free trial. Now let me tell you, you might be thinking, okay, you need to use very carefully, you get only $200. Don't do that. I seen many people trying to save all this money. By the end of the free trial, they're going to leave the $50-60 just like that. Okay, if you get 1 month free trial, you get 1 month free trial, make sure you complete everything by 25 days. You practice again, it's fine, practice again, do as much as practice what I'm going to tell you. Okay, and complete it 25, or maybe before one day you complete it, so that you should not regret saying that one, okay, I didn't completely utilize the free trial. Okay, after that now this is the important point. Don't upgrade the existing one, you just leave that one, you just leave the free trial. It will get disabled after 1 week or 1 day. It won't allow, I mean, no, sorry, it going to immediately after 30 days will get disabled. Next, what you're going to do is, next again click on add, and then create a pay as you go account. Don't upgrade the existing one, just create a new pay as you go. It works, guys. Okay, now here you need to enter your credit card. What they're going to do is, they're going to, if you are in India, I think they are going to charge you ₹2. If you are abroad, like a £1 or €1 or $1, they're going to charge you to check the whether you are a legitimate user or not a bot actually. Okay, and they'll give you back the money, so don't worry, they're going to send you back the money, so you don't need to worry about that. They'll give you ₹2 or $1 back for you. And once the, as I said, once the free trial is completed, you are supposed to again add and create a pay as you go account. This is after 1 month, guys. Once you consume your free trial, you need to select this offer. So after 1 month, then you need to pay as your account. As I said, you're not going to get more than ₹1,000 bill if you follow my guidelines. So if you just create and forgot to delete, then obviously you'll get it. Okay, and while you are doing at the while you are actually doing the stuff, right, at the last, right, it is going to ask for support. What type of support you're going to do? You're going to say no support required. Okay, don't select any developer, all these things. 29, you'll put $29 bill. So when it, wherever it will ask for a support, you're going to say no support required. You really don't require that. Okay, do that one. This is how you're going to get your account up and running. Okay, and it looks basically like this. You can always change your theme whichever you like. I think here I think here you have something like, for example, I say like if I saw black, right, you get black like this, or theme, I think this is the theme I like, so like this. You can change the theme whichever you like it, you can change it here. Okay, right. So this is how you can actually set up your Azure account, guys. Any questions here? Anything you didn't understand, folks?
Nothing. Can we do the free trial now or like after this class?
You can do after this class, actually. You can create it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, any questions, guys, in account creation? This is very important. If you have any confusions, I can clarify it. Okay, I think everything is clear for you. Yeah.
Is there any way
Any
to
way to?
check the cost for the service as per the service? I mean, any link
Definitely,
or
yes. You have Azure calculator, which what you can do is you can go to Azure calculator. Sometimes it will looks like a mobile bill. Actually, you don't know how you get it hit, but you can go to Azure calculator. You can say, for example, if you want to calculate how much you are getting for a VM. So for example, I select a virtual machines, it will get added. You can go down. Okay, you can go here, say, okay, what exactly you want to use, what type of machine you use. See, is a machine, you can come down, you can check it out, basically what type of machine and everything. So where is this VM? It should give you like see this one here. What I do is I delete this, and you can check it out here. This virtual machines here, it should be, well, let me delete here. You should give me an option, guys, actually somewhere. So what we can do, you can choose actually what exactly which was here, sorry, here you can come. There are different types of machines. For example, normally I use B2MS, for example. So what you can do, you can say like, say B2MS is a 2 CPU 18 gigs of RAM, and if you see like pay as you go, if you run this for a full 1 month, right, so you get average of $78 per month. Okay, that too, it's saying that like 750 hours OS standard, all these things, you're going to get something like that. You can calculate. So Azure calculator will help you. Okay, any questions, guys, for account creation? You see, it will show the bill here. Yes,
And also, like after 1 month, there are some services also free, right? For 1 year. Azure
there
does
will
provide
be.
some.
See, just imagine you don't have any free trial. That is the way you can learn here. Why? Because for example, if you have like Azure firewall, which is not covered here. If you want to play VNG gateway, they're not covered. That's why I said it's better you think that you don't have a free trial and start doing it, even though you won't get more than 1,000 rupees, guys. So which is not even like your lunch, basically. So try to use that one. So you'll get a complete here. What is the basically bill you got and everything. You can view the bill details later. We want to understand. For me, I'm going to use this for I'm going to explain weekend batches and weekdays for this one. So that's why I get some a little more bill for me, if you see. So you'll get more for me like this. What exactly I'm going to get? See this one, API management, I got somewhere like this one. I forgot to delete Azure firewall and containers, all these things. I'll get more. I don't know if I deleted the API management or not. Give me 1 minute. I deleted that. That's what I remember. Yeah, but anyway. So that's why I'll tell you how to control the cost. Actually, don't worry. I'm going to explain how to do that one. Okay. Right. Before going next, any questions, guys? Anything I need to explain for you, or any clarify something before I'm going to give you the cloud and data center architecture? Yes.
So
How
if
are you
you
covering?
so instead of creating new subscription, if you upgrade that plan, what is the drawback in that?
Sometimes what happened is few students missed about that support plan. So and they got billed $29. That's why I don't want to do you guys to do that. And there is no problem on creating a new subscription, because creating a new subscription, they're not going to put any cost. It's a free, by the way. Okay, it's a free. They're not going to put any charges on you. So what then? You really don't need to existing upgrade it. What exactly we're going to achieve by it will get disabled, and 90 days it will get deleted completely. So we don't need to worry about it. Better you create a new one, since it is free, by the way. Okay. Yes, guys.
So regarding labs, so labs will be done on the free account, right? Whatever we are creating, right? So
See,
in
I
the
don't call that
lecture,
free account. It's an account, and I'm going to use my account, and you're going to practice in your accounts.
okay, so you are going to cover both, right? Theoretical as well as whatever you are going to cover, both things will be done in the during the session, right?
See, I'm going to this is theoretical. You don't see much theoretical actually, because while explaining about, I start doing it actually. So it will be mixed. It's not like that I'm going to explain theory first and do the lab next, then I need to extend this training to 20 weekends. It's not going to work like that. So if I take, okay, I need to explain about the databases, so I'm going to explain starting, and I'm going to on the roll, I'm going to explain and keep on talking. So you need to you need to do in that way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any questions, guys? Shall we move ahead?
In case any doubts, right? For example, during session we may not get time, but we after practicing any questions we can cover in the same session or offline also. You can support for that.
So what we are going to do is basically I'm going to give you the recorded video. Means whatever the class we're going to discuss, right? That video will be shared for you. Okay, so that you have 5 days to practice. So if you can practice, and we also have a WhatsApp group which will be created for the group, right? You can post your question, and since you are in the learning stage, you won't get that is my experience, you won't get so much of complicated doubts. Basically it's very fundamental doubts you're going to get, and it will be discussed uh, it will be discussed among the team, and then you basically if nobody is able to answer, I can help you out. Okay.
Yes, that will help.
Okay, any questions, guys?
Sriharsha,
Mm-hmm.
hello. Yeah, I joined late. Can you please explain the first two lines, Azure plus DevOps, SAWS, and those two lines itself?
These two lines?
Yeah, these two lines.
Just explained about the roadmap for the students who join. Like either you can only Azure is not going to help to get a grab a job or something. You need to do either this combination or this combination. That's what I was saying. And once you complete this, then go for this one. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
So
please go on.
one more doubt.
Yes.
Will it be helpful this course if we go with Azure DevOps certification? If we attend this course?
We'll talk about the last. That session technical. All this session will be the last. We'll talk about that here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Coming down. Let's understand the what is the how exactly it is built, guys. The whole cloud, this right, this from the ground level we need to understand what is happening. So you're not going to touch any physical components in the cloud. Okay, but why actually I have included this one? So for example, if I don't explain this for you, you can directly go and create a virtual machine. You really don't have an idea what is going to happening at the back end. So I want to remove that ambiguity or confusion from you. Okay, so that's why we're going to talk from the ground. From when you are deploying some virtual machine from here or some storage or something, what is happening at the back end, we're going to talk about that architecture. Okay, because that architecture is basically same for any cloud. Okay, so first thing what you need to understand here is I'm going to go something like okay, I'll say like map dot build Azure. So it is basically, so this is basically map, guys. This is basically the map where exactly the presence of is there. So if you take in India, here if you see, let me tell you, AWS, when compared to AWS, Azure has more presence, guys. So you need to accept that one. Because they are like a they are like a very big company from long time. Okay, so if you see here, you have West India, you have Central India, and you have South India, which is Chennai basically, and you have like I think this one is near to Pune, between Pune and Mumbai. The other one is in Mumbai basically. Okay, like this, you have a lot of these are actually called as regions, guys. Here they have in what is this one, UAE they gave, and I think they have here in Malaysia, I think South Asia. Like this, what will happen is you have basically if you come to here, okay, so you have, if you see, you have France, you have all these things here. Now all these things basically called as regions. Okay, what is actually this called as? These are basically called as regions, guys. Now in this region, what exactly you contains in a region? Actually, what exactly it contains in a region is, let's draw the diagram. I just want to show you this. Let me open a MS Paint actually. So imagine now, first I'm going to come from a data center perspective, guys. Or first, let imagine this is a region, guys, actually. Okay, this is the region. Or let's do one thing, let's come from a data center perspective. What exactly is a data center? Data center is nothing but which contains a hundreds of racks. It looks like this basically. I'll show you from outside as well as I'm going to show you from inside. So I'm going to say like Azure data centers. I'll go to image actually, and I'll go here, large one, and I can simply say instead of data size is data center simply. And this is the diagram I always show to people. So I'll say like view image. Now this is a building, guys. It is a very big building because you can actually compare the size of the building with a concrete truck actually. Just imagine how small is the concrete truck before this building actually. Now this is basically a data center, and data centers will be always in the remote place. Remote place means outside the city, because you can't get such a real estate inside the city. It will be very costly, and you really don't need to put inside the city because you just need a network connectivity outside the city. So that means they actually will be outside the city. And these are basically the generator, guys. Whatever you're seeing at the top right, these are basically generators. Just in case the power is gone, you can see like exhaust pipes actually here actually. Okay, so what will happen? This how a data center looks like. It's a big building. Now the point is what you're going to get inside a data center. So what you're going to get inside a data center is, if I go here, you're going to get something like okay, this looks cool. So okay, so this is how data center inside looks, guys. Okay, yeah, I used to work like this as well, but without a chair, by the way. Okay, so sit down and connect the, but anyway, see the thing on the right side and the left side, right, these are basically called as racks, guys. These are actually called as racks. You can see Dell is available, all these things basically. That means a data center. So from the ground level, imagine you are putting some post in the Facebook, right? It is actually saving somewhere in the data center like this. So imagine this is a data center, guys. Okay, so I think data center, sometimes I get on for TR or TR. Anyway, so it's a data center. Inside the data center, it's a big building, and inside the data center you have like racks actually, which I showed you. Okay, inside the data center, what you're going to have is you're going to basically have the racks. Okay, I'm going to draw the racks. Okay, like this basically. Okay, so you can see I just move little left to get the borders proper. Okay, good. So I'm going to designate as rack 1, rack 2, rack 3. Okay, let me tell you, like this they'll have hundreds of racks, guys. Okay, rack 1. By the way, tomorrow also we're going to use the same meeting ID, guys. I don't change the meeting ID. The meeting ID changed from the next week, so which I'm going to send it for the people who already paid the fee. For those people, I'm going to share the details. Don't worry. But I'm just trying to say you no need to search for a different meeting ID. It's the same meeting ID for tomorrow as well. Right. So you have rack 1, rack 2, rack 3. What exactly you will get in this picture? If you notice, there are a lot of devices, guys. These devices are nothing but, these physical devices are nothing but servers actually. So how a server looks like at the high level, let me show you. I'm going to say like for example HP DL 380 Gen 10, generation 10. I go to images, and what you can see here is let me show you this one. This is a server, guys. This is basically this is the front side, this is the rear side. This is the front side, this is the rear side or back side. Okay, so this is a physical server. See, I'm not saying that clouds will use HP servers or Dell servers. Clouds, AWS or Azure or GCP, they are not going to use Dell servers or HP servers, guys, or IBM servers, because it will be very costly. See, let me tell you. Okay, imagine you need to procure somewhere like for your employees somewhere like 500 laptops, for example. Okay, now do you go to a local shop and give 500 laptops order? No, right? You're directly going to talk to directly to the vendor and get it. Similarly, AWS or Azure, right? They are going to host thousands of servers. Why should they talk to middlemen like HP or Dell? They are directly going to the OEMs. OEM means original equipment manufacturer. That means they're going to talk to the Intel. Okay, I need this many CPUs. They talk to the motherboard for Intel itself, or they're going to talk to the production people where they do, like the China or Taiwan or Thailand, and they get the production base. They directly get it. So that's why they're not going to use, because they buy thousands of servers. It will be very costly for them. They go for HP or Dell or IBM. Okay, but for your idea, I'm just showing you as a physical server will looks like this. So what you need to understand in these racks, right? In these racks, right? So what you're going to have is you're going to have these physical servers, guys. You're going to have these physical servers. Okay, like this. Of course, you're going to have a lot of physical servers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say physical server, or I say like physical server 1, physical server 1. So I'm going to say physical server 2, and finally we should have physical server 3. Physical server 3, guys. Physical server 3. Now what I'm going to do here is so you're going to have something like this: rack 1, rack 2, and rack 3, like this. Okay, so inside these physical servers, what is going to happen? This is the interesting part actually. Okay, so this is the data center, this is the rack, and inside the rack you have the physical server, guys. But what exactly is the physical server? So the reason I said it was interesting is, imagine when you go here, when you go to Azure or AWS, when you create, it said virtual machines. It never said physical machines, right? It said virtual machines. That means what exactly is a virtual machine? Now I can't really fit this diagram here. By the way, I can't put any more else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a new MS Paint and consider only this physical server. I'm going to just take this physical server. Let me open this. Now I'm going to take one physical server here. So let me draw. Imagine this is a physical server, guys. Imagine this is a physical server. See, you can consider what exactly a server means. So physical server, if you don't know, by the way, it is similar to like your desktop computer only, but it is very powerful. Like it will have like very heavy RAM, CPU, as well as it has RAID everything, so that there won't be any data loss. It has multiple power supplies, all these things. So a physical server is also a computer only. Only thing is, for example, see, you can so if you take for a comparison, analogy or example, right? So you can call Tata Nano as a car, as well as if you take like in the same Tata Hexa. So Tata Nano is a car, right? You can call Tata Nano is a car, as well as Tata Hexa is also a SUV basically. So both has 4 wheels, but doesn't mean that both are same. Tata Nano is a very it's a smaller car and it's a cheap car. Okay, whereas Tata Hexa is meant for 17-inch wheels. It's a big car, just like a Innova, big one. Similarly, when you take your normal desktop in your home, right, it's like a Tata Nano. Whereas when you take a physical server, it is a Tata Hexa. That means it will be more power, more people can fit in, and more fast it can go, and more reliable. Okay, so if Nano and Auto hit each other, you know what will happen. But if the Auto hits the Hexa, you know what will happen, right? Right. So physical server is a Tata Hexa. Fine then. Now what is inside a physical server? Now when you buy a desktop computer, by default it won't work, right? You need to install some sort of an operating system like Windows or Linux. Similarly, when you are actually using a physical server, when you are planning to use a physical server along with the cloud, right? What will happen? You have a special type of OS, guys. You have a special type of OS which you need to deploy, which is actually called as hypervisor, which is actually called as a hypervisor, guys. It's a special type of operating system. In Windows, you need to enable it by default. In Azure, you're going to use something like the hypervisor name is, we're going to use Hyper-V actually. Microsoft Hyper-V based on Windows 2012 R2, and the Hyper-V is one of the famous. And outside you also have like VMware ESXi. I'm going to show you in a few minutes, guys. VMware ESXi. So Azure uses Hyper-V, whereas AWS uses Citrix Xen server, but they don't admit that it is Citrix, but they have developed themselves, which is a Xen actually in AWS. So what is this hypervisor? This we call it as a hypervisor. Now hypervisor, let's see some meaning. What is a hypervisor in Google actually? I'll go. It is something which share the resources, but I'll say a hypervisor, also known as virtual machine or a VMM, is a software that creates and runs virtual machines, guys. Simple. Okay, so that's what VMware is saying. A hypervisor allows one host computer to support multiple guest VMs by sharing its resources. So what I'm going to take an example here is, I'm going to take, always to explain this one, I'm going to take an example of a family, guys. I'm going to take example as a family. Now in a family, by the way, imagine there is a father who goes for a job, by the way. Okay, who goes for a I'm going to say physical server is basically father. I'm not saying that one woman won't work, but I'm just taking as a traditional way. Okay, just imagine father is doing the job, and here hypervisor is basically the mother. And imagine this family has 3 kids, guys. Imagine the family has 3 kids. One 4-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid, and 16-year-old kid. I mean a teenager, I can say, right? So I can say, let me put something like this. This is a 4-year, 8-year, and finally 16-year. Now you know these kids requirement changes, right? See, the 4-year-old guy, simply he requires something to eat or something to play. That means if you give a chocolate, he don't cry, and he'll keep quiet. So but in a 16-year teenager, he need to supposed to give to some other person the chocolate, otherwise he will cry. So there is a requirement, there is a change in the requirement, right? So similarly, what then mother knows very well. Okay, my 4-year-old kid like is required just a 2 rupees chocolate, whereas a 16-year-old requires some like a Cadbury big one, a big chocolate actually, whereas 8-year-old requires some toys actually. So the mother knows everything. Accordingly, it will take the resources from the father, most probably the money, the salary, and try to run the family by understanding what are the things required. Similarly, a physical server, here the salary of the physical server is basically CPU, memory, network, storage. These are the things. What hypervisor will do is, imagine this 4-year-old, I can say this 4-year-old is basically a web server, guys. It's a web server which requires, for example, 4 GB RAM. Okay, and I have an app server, by the way, which requires 8 GB RAM. Okay, whereas I have a 16 database server which requires 16 GB RAM. Okay, now it is the responsibility of the hypervisor to get the to take the resources from the physical server, and it is going to give to the virtual machines at the which are running in it actually. So what is happening at the back end is, what you need to understand is, whenever you go to the portal, try to create a virtual machine, what is happening? It is actually depending upon the location. It is going to go a data center. Inside the data center, it will go to the rack. In the rack, it will select a physical server. Inside the physical server, along with other servers, your virtual machine will be created. So what you can call it is basically these machines, right? I'm going to this app web, all these things, right? Or what we can call is, we can basically call it as a virtual machine. This is what a VM is, guys. So I'm going to say VM, web VM, VM1, VM2, and finally VM3, guys. VM3. Okay, this is the overall hierarchy. I'm going to show you how it looks in VMware. But guys, do you got the overall architecture? What is happening when you create a server at the back end? Any questions here? From data center, rack, physical server, and hypervisor and VM. Any questions here? No questions. Is it so? You guys understand well? Yes, no.
Srikasha, like this is Chandu. Like, can we call web as infrastructure as a service, app as like platform as service, and
No, all three are individual virtual machines. You can call it as only infra as a service.
okay, okay. So these will be completely different from other platform and service as services, right?
Yes, these are different. So don't go into that one. You'll get confused right now. That's just don't think about IaaS path. Just think about this. These are virtual machines. That's it.
Okay.
Any questions, guys? Yeah.
Sure, we can create as many VMs in a single physical server.
So that depends, right? If I say how many people can sleep in your house, on what basis you're going to say? Same here, right? Depends upon resources, right? How many cots or how many rooms, right?
Yeah, sure.
So similarly here, what is how much memory and CPU the physical server have, right? Based upon that, you can create. And let me tell you, you don't have control on that one, guys. See, you have only you can only see from here. You don't need to worry about that one. So what I'm trying to say here is, you can go here and create virtual machines. You really don't worry about like whether you have enough memory, CPU. That is why we are going to cloud. We don't want to take that responsibility. It is managed by Azure or AWS or any cloud. So what I am trying to say is, I'm trying to making to understand what is happening at the back end. Okay.
Understood.
Any questions, guys? Any confusions here? Okay, I think you guys understand well. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do is, let me log into one of my machine and share the screen. Give me 1 minute, guys. Meanwhile, if you have a question, you can ask me. Meanwhile, I log in. Hold on. Okay, let me share the screen from different one. I'll show you how normally what is a hypervisor, how the VM will be and everything. One minute, hold on. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, the screen which you are seeing right now is my lab screen, guys. Is my lab screen where actually I'm going to log into a VMware environment. I want to show you, because I told you about like the hardware will be there at the back end. You have a hypervisor and going to create a VM. Maybe you guys know it in VMware environment, but if some people, this is for people who really don't know what is VMware. Okay, so I'm going to log in. Okay, this is basically called vCenter, guys. Don't worry, don't think about more about it. It is basically called as a vCenter. And you see this 192.168.1.150, that's a physical server. Okay, I was showing you the diagram, right? Let me copy the diagram here. Give me 1 minute, guys. So let me copy the diagram. Hold on. Okay, so if you take this diagram right here, okay, now the physical server, what you are seeing is this 192.1.1.50. You see this? This is basically Intel. This is a physical server. You see the hypervisor which is installed, VMware ESXi 6.5.0. That means this is the operating system running on that one. Okay, so and that means it's a basically, see, it's not a server actually, because it's a desktop which I bought, some high-end desktop which has 32 gigs of RAM, which I bought almost like more than 4 years old actually. Because before for 3 years I used to teach VMware and storage. Even I was working in the cloud during that times. I was used to teach 1 or 2 classes of cloud, but it was from 2017. It was from 2017 which I was full-fledgedly teaching the cloud actually. But anyway, so what you need to do here is, so imagine, check out this Ubuntu, guys. This is a Ubuntu. This is basically a virtual machine. This is basically a virtual machine which is on the physical machine. So what I can do, I can basically right click, power on. Now what will happen, our Ubuntu machine was being started on this. So if I go here, if I go to VMs, you can see, okay, so if I say state, you see 3 machines are on, DC1, VMware appliance, and 1804. That means the machine is powered on. So if I click on it, it will open. See this? So you might not able to see the screen, but let me log in. What is the IP address it got? IP address is 1.14. So what I can do, I can basically connect this using PuTTY. Go to downloads, and I should have PuTTY. Don't worry all about this, but I just want to show you how it looks like. See? Okay, this is, guys. So I have connected to the server. Same way when it, see, that means this 192, okay, in the picture, what you see is 192.168.1.50, right? It is basically the black line. That means what will say, like, so this one, this black line actually. So I can say like this black line. Okay, and I told you that hypervisor, right? So inside that physical server, I have installed something called as summary. You can see basically VMware ESXi 6.5.0. basically this is the hypervisor, which is the orange line actually. Inside that one, I have deployed a Ubuntu server, create Ubuntu server, and that was, you can consider any that 4-year or 8-year VM1, 2, 3, anything can have, anything it can be actually. Okay, and then I have connected that using a PuTTY session. Basically it's a PuTTY tool. You understand more once we go deep into that one. Okay, so this is how it will be in the cloud as well. Only difference is, in the cloud you are going to do from Azure portal. At the back end it will go to some of this one and deploy the VM. Here I just showed you how you can do it in the VMware. Okay, so that is what is happening. So it will be data center. Inside the data center rack, inside the rack you have physical server. Inside the physical server you have hypervisor. Inside the hypervisor you have the virtual machine. This is what a total things happening whenever you create a machine in AWS or Azure or GCP. It doesn't matter, backend it is happening the same thing, guys. They might use different hypervisor, but it is the same. The conceptual wise it is same. Okay, any questions, guys? Anything you need to understand? Is it clear what I explained?
Harsha, like as I'm not aware of anything about it, that's why I'm asking many questions. Sorry to ask like that.
Yeah, it's okay.
But,
Go ahead.
Whenever we create something in Azure, do we need to log into VMware as well?
No,
To
not required. They're not even using. So what I'm trying to say is, when you are actually creating something in Azure or AWS anywhere, even
okay.
somewhere in the data center, you have same type of architecture, like a physical
Okay.
server inside that one, hypervisor inside that one, your machine will
Yeah.
be created. So that is what
Okay.
I'm trying to give you an idea what is happening at the back end, because if you know, you'll get an idea.
Okay.
Citrix is not a virtual machine or hypervisor. So Citrix is, they used to have something called as a Citrix is Xen actually. Okay, so say for example, if I say Citrix, I think they have discontinued actually. I'm not sure it is not actually developed actually. Okay, if you go Citrix hypervisor, I don't think it is they are actually developing actively, because they're not actually using it. So let me do one thing. Xen. Okay, let's go to Wikipedia. Is a type 1 hypervisor. So but most probably they have like let's see. So Xen project released something like 18, they have released it, but they're not actively not sure whether they're actually developing or something. So what AWS did was they took this one and we can do that one, Citrix Xen, and I can say AWS. So what is in Citrix Xen app or some okay reference article, you can check it out where somewhere they will actually explain it actually what is happening. So at the Citrix at the backend they are using the Xen server, but they don't admit that one, so never. But we can check it out. But Azure doesn't require, because Microsoft already having Hyper-V, they are using Hyper-V at the backend. Okay. Questions, guys? Any confusions here? Is everything clear? Either if you don't get doubts, that means am I teaching very good or you're not properly hearing? Which one is true? Okay, fine then. So let's proceed further. Okay, so like these guys, like this, just understand they are not okay. To make things clear, AWS or Azure, they are not using any VMware. You can actually request them to use VMware, I mean deploy machines, but let me tell you, in Azure, if you deploy machines, they are not using VMware. They are actually using Hyper-V at the back end. There is no relation with the VMware. But what I was trying to do is I was trying to make you to explain what is happening at the back end. That's it.
So in this
Yes.
screen, like how many VMs we can create in this?
So for
VMware.
example, this one has 32 GB RAM, right? In 32 GB RAM, it is already occupied 17 gigs actually. So remaining is something like 14 gigs. So you need to make sure that you don't fully consume. That's it. And so as long as it is below like consumption, then you can create how many you want. Imagine if you can create 14 1 GB VMs or 2 5 GB VMs, depends upon your requirement, but you should not cross this one, the limits actually, memory, CPU, and storage limits. Okay. Okay, right. Let me go back to actually our original thing which we are discussing. Okay. Now going back, what else we need to discuss? Guys, IP addressing and subnetting, it will be overkill actually. So it will be overkill for you if I start explaining this one, because my plan is to end by, since it's the first class, I want to end by 6:30. I'm going to use this IP addressing and everything tomorrow as a fresh, because you still have a lot of things to get cope up and you all need to give accounts. So but I just give you overview about the IP addressing, and we're going to continue tomorrow, because I'm going to give you for Q&A, you can ask your doubts. That's why. So what will happen is, what I want you guys to do is, before coming to the class tomorrow, tomorrow it will be until 7 o'clock, guys. Okay. So normally it will be 7:30, but initial 2 classes, right? So it's fine. So now what I want you to guys is, I want you guys to today night, right, before coming to tomorrow class, right? So study about IP address classes actually. and if possible study about subnetting. So if you see here, I'm going to put in chat just to understand what exactly it will be like, what is an IP address and everything. Just study. If you already know, I'm happy for you. You don't need to worry about that. But people who don't really have knowledge on basic IP addressing, you need to understand, because what will happen tomorrow, I'm going to say 10./16/ you should understand. And also if possible, just try to study subnetting. So how subnetting works, or I can say like how subnetting works. Basically they'll explain what is a subnet. If you go here, what exactly they are saying, if you see, a subnet or a subnetwork is a network inside, and that means it is nothing but creating a, you see, taking a big network and and making into parts, right? It is basically a subnetting, guys. I could have explained today, but you won't get it. So that's why what I want you to do is you just read this one, what is a subnet, how it works, because without IP addressing we are not going anywhere, guys. You should have a good understanding about. Copy those two. So copy those two links and save it, and then try to study that. Okay. So now next is, before we are going to the question and answers, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically give you the fee structure, fees details for you. Okay. And also what is going to happen, see our course, right? Total Azure course, my expectation is it will be 10 weekends, guys. It will be 10 weekends. And if it is required, I'll extend 1 weekend. I'm not going to say that compulsory I should complete in 10 weekends. I'm not going to take that. Now the fee will be for this one will be, which is 12,000. Either you can pay 12,000 or you can pay into 2 into 6,000. Okay. When you need to pay by third class, you can also hear tomorrow's class also. You don't need to pay any fee. By third class you need to pay, and rest, if you pay 6,000, by rest by sixth, I can say like third class, third, okay, third, 4, 5, 6, by 7th class or before 7th class, and rest before 7th class. That means third, fourth, that will become to 4th weekend actually. That's why. Okay. So you need to class actually, and you can use, if you are in US and UK, first my number is, okay, you can actually use Paytm if you want to pay by credit card, or you can use Google Pay, Phone Pay, or let's put like this. Okay, what you can do is, if you want to do a Google Pay, GPay, or Phone Pay, you can actually do this to 90, 100, 90, 444. You're going to have a name called something like this. And if you want to do a Paytm and my personal number, okay, WhatsApp, my WhatsApp number, which you already have one more number, but you can use it, 9197397127. So what you can do is, if you want to use a credit card, guys, you need to use, I'm not an institute, guys, so I can't have like accounts and everything. So you need to use Paytm. If you want to do by credit card, you need to load into wallet. From wallet you need to send it to me. So you can see my name here. So Paytm, and you want to do the WhatsApp, and if you want account details, if you're from US and you're outside India, right, you need account details, just buzz me on this number, this WhatsApp number. I'm going to tell you the account details. You can do that, and the phone pay and GPay number. Okay, now I'm going to give access to this video and tomorrow video to the people who already pay the fee, right, by tomorrow, but whenever you complete payment of the fee, right, I'm going to give access to this video and tomorrow's video, and access to the scripts actually, because without the scripts you can't do tomorrow's class. I'm going to give to that one. Okay, any questions on the fees details, guys? Any questions here? We're going to Q&A, that's why. Any questions on the fee details? Mere pyar deshwashiyo, any questions on fee details? Okay, if you don't have any details, the floor is open for your question and Q&A session. You can ask career wise. I can help you. I can share my thoughts on this, how to do that. And as well, if you have technical, don't ask too much of technical, like how are you going to do a traffic manager, because you're going to learn it. So I'll try to say if it is advanced question or if it is not required right now. I'll let you know. Okay, you can ask the questions. It's yours time, guys. Go ahead. You have half an hour.
Uh, After learning Azure, Azure DevOps also is there one course in this, right? So do we require to learn DevOps separately, or Azure DevOps itself will cover everything?
No. So what you need to understand is Azure DevOps is a product. First thing, what you need to understand is Azure DevOps is just like a Jenkins. It's a one product, one software actually. It's not entire DevOps. Now, if you take DevOps curriculum, normally it's a 2 months, or I can say like we're starting from next weekend, right? It will be like a same 10-weekend class in English, and if you go for Telugu, right, it will be almost like a 2.5 month course actually. Okay. Now we're going to cover shell scripting, PowerShell, Git, Terraform, Packer, Docker Swarm, Ansible, Puppet, Jenkins, and Azure DevOps. Okay, Azure DevOps is one of the component in the complete DevOps package. In Azure course also, we're going to talk about Azure DevOps, not DevOps. Okay, Azure DevOps is a product, whereas actual product DevOps is a combination of products basically. You got the point, right? Understand
Yes,
first
yes.
the difference. Now,
Yeah.
just learning only Azure and Azure DevOps is not going to work. That's what I was saying in the earlier. It's not going to, even you do certification, everything, it's not going to work. You need to have multiple cloud environment with remaining DevOps tools also, because Azure DevOps don't cover anything about Terraform. It will come in DevOps basically. So you need Terraform. That's why. Okay.
Okay.
Questions, guys?
See, I have one question for the
Go ahead.
infrastructure point of view.
Mhm.
See, this Azure is only for building the servers, is correct? It will not support like the desktop service. See, our client having like 200 people for working. No, sorry, 200 servers we have, but 1,000 users are there. Desktop it will not support. No, so desktop we have to go for Citrix only, like that. Desktop visualization.
Desktop, yes, it is supports. Okay. It supports it when okay, let me see. So you're saying that you want to use the desktop virtualization.
In
And
the
understand the
future
question.
or something, yeah, in the future or something else. See, our environment now we are using Azure as a server, and Citrix we are using like desktop. Users are logging from the Citrix only. In future, any chances are there Azure may be the desktop virtualization or something like that?
It is there.
User
It is
can
already there.
access
Yeah, desktop
already there.
virtualization is there in Azure as well as this one. Both actually, it is there. It is already there. Yeah.
Okay, we are covering. We are covering this one in the courses
It's
or
not,
something like.
because there is no need to cover virtualization. Why? Because it is same like a server only, right? You put Windows server. Other than that, you're going to use a Windows 10 server. It is the same. There is no difference actually. What is the difference? Because it is both are VMs. So even one thing is it's a desktop operating system, other one is a server operating system. What is there to cover, by the way? Nothing. Next, guys.
So Harsha, this you completed this 104 exam, right? So is that having
Yes.
lab questions or just theoretical questions?
I didn't got any lab questions, by the way. So what I got is it's totally, I got, I answered 45 questions. They said initially 60 questions, but there are some normal questions, I think. So there are 5 scenario-based questions and 45 multiple choice questions, and multiple choices inside, again, multiple answers in that one. So totally it's a 3-hour exam, but I completed in 83 minutes. Maybe you can do the same actually.
Okay. And this Kubernetes and Docker, right? It is also some portion you are going to cover part of this course, right?
Oh, not. So I'm going to just tell what is Kubernetes. I'm not even going to do inside, because Kubernetes itself is a very big one. So Kubernetes itself is going to go, either you're going to get in DevOps, or here there is no Kubernetes. It is called AKS. I'm going to install AKS. I'm going to run a container and show it to you. This is how. But if you go and ask me, go details, what is deployment, everything, we're not going to cover that. It comes in DevOps or Azure separate class. I mean, sorry, Kubernetes separate class.
Okay.
So will you provide any documents after the course, or you need to go
I'm
to the
not going
videos
to. I'm
only?
going to give lab scripts. I'm going to give you the video. If you're able to practice the video without watching and everything, if you're able to that, you don't need any documentation, by the way.
Yeah, fine.
Next.
This is
Asha,
Vijay.
1 minute. Somebody Vikas asked a question by learning your Azure course. Can we see? As I had already told you, there is no jobs for only Azure admin. You can learn anywhere Azure course, but you can't get by only learning the Azure course. It can be same thing with AWS as well, Vikas. Because think in a logical way. You know Azure. You are not the only one who are learning Azure, right? How many people outside people are learning Azure? Why should I shortlist your CV when compared to others? They also know Azure. Why should I shortlist yours? Basically, this is the question you're going to get when the recruiters are shortlisting. This is for everyone, guys. So you need to have minimum to get. I'm not talking about job, guys. To get shortlisted, you need to have Azure and DevOps. Some people might debate on that one. This is purely on the experience. I'm training a lot of people. I can see they share their experiences. At least cloud plus DevOps, you get shortlisted. AWS, DevOps, and Azure, there is a good amount of chance you will get a job. Yes, please go ahead.
This is Vijay.
Asha, you can go, Vijay. I can.
Questions, guys?
Sorry for the interruption. Yeah, sir. Actually, I just want to know one thing. Are you covering the topics of build, released work items, upgradations, and installations in the Azure topic, pipelines?
I'm going to run the repositories. I'm going to see. First
Yeah,
point is I really don't need to cover that. Actually, I don't need to cover Azure DevOps. It's completely different, and it is out of a goodwill. My students should not go to some other person to pay fee. I'm covering that one. First, I want to make that clear. Second thing is we're going to cover uh, repositories, how you do that one. The second thing is we're going to run the build pipelines. We're going to talk about the release pipelines. We're going to talk about the agent pools. We're going to talk about the deployments, and we're not going to talk about any artifacts or test cases.
Okay.
Asha,
That's fine.
Yes.
yeah, Asha, I am. This is Deepak. I am into manual testing. So how to switch over the career into DevOps, Azure, and AWS?
I think I already answered that one, right? AWS DevOps Azure or Azure DevOps AWS. That's the only way. By learning
That's
one,
what
you can't do anything. So what you're supposed to do is, if you are able to complete AWS or Azure, let's take Azure plus DevOps and AWS, right? My past students, what they did was I told them to put 4 years of experience. They tried the job, and as a tester, you can say like, what is your experience, by the way? I forgot to ask.
4 years of experience.
So you can say last 4 years you are actually dealing with the DevOps. They can ask, okay, you are a tester, right? Yes, I am a tester, but my infrastructure is in cloud. I'm taking care of the both. Do you have any issue? Okay, they say no. They're not going to ask this question. I'm just telling you. Okay, so and then you can say you are working DevOps, and you're going to change completely your profile and say that your testing will become secondary, guys. See what you need to understand is some people come and ask, sir, I'm a database admin. How I'm going to use cloud to get it? See, once you become a DevOps engineer, your existing skill will become secondary. For example, if you are a Windows guy and you want to become a DevOps engineer, when you become a DevOps engineer, your Windows skill is secondary. That is not primary. So you should not expect along with the Windows, I want to work DevOps. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Tester,
Thank you,
you
Asha.
got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Yeah. Questions, guys?
Hi Harsha, this is
Akshay,
Kiran.
can we expect resumes after the course, test resumes, so that we can?
Yes, I'll give you. So I'm going to give you test resumes, and I'm going to guide you how to create a resume as well. But I'm not going to create your resume, by the way. I believe that everyone should create their own resumes, but I'll give
Guidance
you
is
test resumes.
guidance is
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. And I can refer that. I mean, it's not refer. I mean, verify that for the. See, again, some people will ask for reference, guys. So let me tell you, if you're able to complete AWS, DevOps, and Azure, so no one asked the reference for that one. They directly got the job. So you don't need a reference, by the way. Questions, guys?
Hi Harsha, this is Kiran. So will there be any time frame to access your recordings?
1 year, guys. See, I don't put a complete exact roadblock as a 1 year, but my promise is 1 year. Yes.
Oh, what is beta exams?
Beta exams where they'll give you for very very low cost, and they'll give second attempt. Basically, you can write it out. That means beta is something like still in beta. Go on mute, please. Go on mute. Once you ask the question, go on mute. Okay. So what will happen is, once you before exam going live, right? They'll give beta exam, so that they'll check it out if there is how people are responding to that one. Just like a demo classes in training. That's it. Okay. For that they'll give say less cost and everything. Less cost. They won't charge you more and do that one. Questions, guys?
Asha, then how many months it will take to complete Azure DevOps, AWS, and also Kubernetes?
Let's leave the Kubernetes out of the question because you're still in the basics. Okay, we'll do Kubernetes after completing all three. Just stick to it will be like 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. I'm expecting 7 months actually. See, you really don't need to complete all three. By the way, you don't need to complete all three. What you need to do is you can actually see. First of all, why should you believe my words? I said, okay, do all the three. There is no need for you to believe my words. What you can do is, after the completion of the Azure training, there will be gap. You can do the later, but you can try for the job, right? You will understand. You should understand. You can feel what is the expectations out of that one. You will get it right. Then you can also do the DevOps and again try for a job. If you get it, everyone is happy. What I'm trying to say is, if things are going to be very much complicated in the coming days, because many people are coming with multiples, because people are already realized only cloud is not going to help. So they're already learning the DevOps. So then there will be more DevOps and cloud guys. Then you need to have something else, right? That is what I'm telling. So after completing Azure and DevOps, you can try for a job. If you don't get it, then you can go for AWS. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Harsha, this is Chakravarti.
Hmm?
Yeah. See, basically, I am from different background. So I am from MBA. I'm an MBA graduate and having a work experience in marketing, core marketing, like branding and advertising of around
Okay.
7 years. So now I'm planning to switch my career. So I just want to understand the difficulty level, as I can see that most even the terminology also new for me. So just I need your guidance. How can I cope up with this, or difficulty level for me?
Okay. So let's put like this actually. So I'll tell the story of my which I trained my own sister. So my sister never worked in her lifetime, by the way. Never. Not even one day in the job. So I started training her on January this year, maybe February starting, and and she got placed on in July, guys. She is working actually. So it took me like Feb, March, April, May, June, 7 months basically. Now she don't have any experience, no IT experience, as a matter of no experience at all, but still she is able to clear it. Okay, like that they have many instances. So when compared to those people, I think you are already working, you already know the system, how the offices works and everything. You might not know the IT, but still you should know how things work it out in IT companies and everything. I mean in a corporate environment. Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I don't say it is easy. If I say easy, then everyone can get a job, right? Of course everyone can get a job, but who works very hard? So this requires a consistent amount of practice. You need to study. So if you are able to put some effort, study, understand how exactly come back with the doubt, discuss. It's all about practice, nothing else. If you can do that, I don't see any reason, because I've seen a lot of instances where my students, freshers, people who lost the job coming from a testing background, even coming from a sales background completely. I know one person who is I don't remember his name, but he's actually a salesman in a Maruti showroom. Okay,
Oh.
he's also cleared the job. So that means it's not impossible. Okay, but it's only
Okay.
required consistent amount of practice, extra effort to study. Okay, questions,
Okay.
guys?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, Asha, I would like to continue the question from Chakravarti. Like, even I have same kind of background, and other than that, what you said is like AWS, DevOps, and Azure. And what else we need to study up, like for the basic thing, getting a terminology and other things.
You can
Uh,
start with
uh,
Linux basically. I have in my
Linux.
channel, I have some basic videos about Linux actually. I kept it. You can study that one. That's
Okay.
enough.
So if I get something fundamentals about Linux, that will be sufficient, you mean, or any other things other than Linux?
Yes, if you know Windows is fine. See, what I going to give you Linux is fundamentals only. So what I'm trying to say is, it is say, imagine something like this. Um, if you practice just what I'm going to give you, some things I'm going to explain you for 65 hours of training. If you practice that, it's not your hard work, by the way, because it is my hard work. I make the hard work and I gave it to you. You practice that. That's not your hard work. Now what you need to think is, what else you can learn. What else? Okay, sir said that this is a resource group. This is what else I can learn in resource group. You need to put that effort actually. If you are able to do that, that is your 50% of hard work. Then I think no one can stop you. This is what I seen from my students.
Okay.
Because no one in the whole world can make you professional. So you need to study that one, right? That's why.
So on average, if you say like 6 to 7 months, if you say like it will be we can be settled in Azure, you mean, or basing
Not
on the time
Azure.
frame?
You're going to, if you are able to follow my way of doing things, Azure, AWS, and Azure DevOps, right? You're going to settle as, I mean, telling that you do exactly what I say, study where you're going to clear the DevOps engineer, and you're going to join as a DevOps engineer. That is what, because that's what people happen.
Asha, one more thing, like if I miss some weekend class, something like is that recording section going to share with us or something?
Yes, every week, every day, I mean, every weekend after like Monday, you're going to get everything. Most probably Sunday evening or Monday morning, you're going to get both the videos. You can look into that.
Okay.
Questions,
Asha, will
guys?
there be any time frame to access those videos?
1 year. I think somebody asked the question. 1 year. I said I don't really. I don't really put an alarm saying that one. Okay, 1 year is complete. Let's remove that. I don't do such type of things. Okay, because what will happen? Even I need to pay the money for those videos to access. So I need to pay 30,000 rupees for to access those. I mean, to give stream those videos. That's why I give promise for 1 year. But let me tell you, I started this streaming of that recorded videos from last July. That means almost 1 year gone, but still I didn't remove any access for the July folks. So it will be more than 1 year, but my promise is 1 year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
And
Questions,
Asha,
guys?
Any pub,
Can I?
if any
can
PowerScript it's covering, or PowerScript things, anything it will be covered in the Azure things.
No. Why? Because shell scripting and PowerShell scripting, they'll be covered in the DevOps actually. It has nothing to do with Azure. We'll have one class of PowerShell, but it's one class is not. In DevOps, we're going to talk about 3 classes. It will go up to 4 to 5 hours. There we're going to discuss about that one. See, don't worry about all this DevOps and everything. So if I ask you to dig a mountain, you will feel very bad, okay? But if you keep on digging slowly, the mountain also will come into a pile of rocks actually. So we take it very slow, and don't try to hurry. This is the example. Imagine if you go to Tirupati Balaji and give your give tonsure your head, right? Doesn't matter how many oil you try, still it will take 6 months to grow your hair. So things will take time, guys. So you need to take it slow. The point here is you need to understand the concept, practice that very well, then only it will be very good for you. Okay, so otherwise what will happen is you should not try to complete as soon as possible. No, that is not the point. The point is you can try as soon as possible, not for completion, to understand. Okay, questions, guys?
And what about the package, Asha, we can expect?
It depends upon your current package. See, if you have it's like 5 or 6 lakhs, imagine if you are getting 3 lakhs, until 10 to 12 lakhs they don't care, guys. If you have 2 lakhs, they directly give even 6 lakhs also. Okay, if you have 5 lakhs, they can directly give 10 lakhs. Your bad time will start if after 15, because what will happen is you always get on 15, you're going to get 30% hike, maybe if you are very lucky. So I recently changed a job. I got only 10%, but I was not looking for money, but still I got the 10% or 10, I think 12%. But I was in a higher package basically, so I'm okay with that one. Okay, so it depends upon, once if your package is already 50%, you can add 30% on that one. And again, depends upon how good. If you are very good, then you might go to even 50% as well. Yeah.
I've got it.
Questions, guys?
Harsha, what about project? How you will do?
Azure, we're going to talk over the period of time. I'm going to explain how the real-time things will be and everything. That is more than enough for you. Okay, so at the Azure DevOps at the last time, we're going to talk a complete pipeline. You can basically use that actually.
Will doing a certification will help or learning the course is fine?
Yes, it very help Microsoft to get your money if you are in India, by the way. Okay, so if you are financially good, do the certification. Okay, if you are outside India, do the certification. Don't spend your valuable money. I mean, if I say like, if you see, for example, one thing good about Azure is the certifications are cheaper when compared to AWS. It is like 5,600, you can do a certification. If you go for 104, if you are able to do that before December, they are giving for only for $15. I just did it today, and I think I already showed it to you, right? I think I already showed it to you, but let me show it to you. So this one, okay, $15 you can do that one. Okay, so so like that, yeah. So but don't waste your money, valuable money. If it is 5,000 6,000, if you're already struggling with job, without job and all these things, don't waste that money. Okay, if you're outside India, yes, you can, whatever it is, you need to do that because your certification is still value in outside India, so your resume will pick up based upon your certification. Yeah. Questions, guys? Yes, tell me.
Harsha,
Any
this is
question?
Hari. See, this fees. Do we need to register somewhere, or how do you know that it is coming from us?
Why? Okay, let me put.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is a log, right? You're going to say, and like, and okay, but I forgot to mention one thing. Send me. I forgot to mention screenshot
Oh
and
yeah, this is what I was asking. Okay.
your Gmail ID. I specifically say whichever you are in contact with me, your Gmail ID, just pass on that Gmail. That's enough. Anyway, I have a
Sure.
record basically, right? There is a record in the bank account, right? So we can look into
Yeah,
that.
yeah, correct.
But to make things easy, you just send a screenshot and a Gmail ID. That's
Yeah, thanks.
so you can actually attend tomorrow's class as well. There is no need to pay anything. Only thing is, if you want this today and tomorrow videos, right, then you can send me the fee and send me a Gmail ID. I can do it. But by next Saturday, if you want to attend the class, the fee should be paid. I'll get a new email ID, a new meeting ID actually.
Sure.
Questions, guys?
Sure, you said that DevOps class will be started in the weekend. When the time it will be, whether it will
It
class?
will morning 6:30 to 10.
Okay, sure.
Saturday and Sunday, English.
See, this is a simple question, maybe a silly question also. What is the role for the Azure administrator? Because we are in Windows administrator, just we are managing our environment infrastructure. What will be role in Azure? We are creating servers or something. What will be role in the
You
market?
can call
What
Azure
will be
admin, but I already said that only for Azure there are no jobs. So you might get like Azure administrator or cloud administrator something, but that is very rare, guys. You should have like mountain size of luck to get into that one because every company is asking automation. So most probably you'll get like a DevOps engineer or a cloud administrator, but most probably concentrating on your DevOps skills. So only Azure, no. Questions, guys? You can ask any question. I can answer. Still time is there, another 5-10 minutes I can do that.
Sasha, this AZ300, you said you are going to appear, right? Anyway, it is getting retired
No,
by this month.
I already completed 300 long back. I want to take up the 301, but it is retired by this month end. I need to take 303 actually. Sorry, 304 actually. Sorry.
I am also attending this Tuesday. So maybe is there any lab questions available in 300?
I don't know because I'm doing from architecture. I don't really study any dumps or any lab questions. I just directly go and do that.
Okay.
To even today class also, I was actually taking class until 10:30. So I rightly went 11:30, started exam and take it. So the one thing is it is cheaper also, right? So $15, so I am okay. But I cleared it anyway. I'm teaching, I'm doing teaching and doing long time, almost 4 years in Azure. So it's easy. The reason I was doing 104 is there is no requirement, but I want to do the Azure DevOps certification. For that, either I should do a DevOps developer course, developer certification, or 104. That's why I took the 104.
Okay.
Questions, guys?
Without credit card, it will not accept for to register it.
You can try to do that one, but many people I have seen, so it's not working. It is asking, that's why. Questions, guys?
Harsha, how about experience for me? Like, as I told you, I am having a different experience around 7 years. So since can I go as a fresher? I don't think I can go a fresher.
Oh, you need to put some fake experience sort of thing and do that.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Or you are working, you can say like, what is your designation right now?
Assistant manager, marketing.
Assistant marketing. Yeah, you can say like, you also you need to say like, you are taking care of the IT as well in your environment, because you have a small company. We are moving to the cloud. Put some story. That's it. Okay, you
Okay, okay.
try to become a writer during that time. That's it.
Okay.
See, what is interview? Interview is all about how effectively you say lies, basically. You do that, you got a job.
Okay.
Yeah. Questions, guys?
Sure, sure. After this course done, what will we can expect at Azure, like admin, developer, architect?
I
So
already
what will we can?
answered this question, right? A few minutes back, that guy asked. I told you, with only Azure you can't expect anything. You need to have a DevOps, so you can go for DevOps engineer or Azure administrator sort of thing. With only the Azure, as I said, you should have a mountain size of luck to get shortlisted or get a job. Only Azure won't
Got
help.
it.
Guys, see, let me tell you, you might do the course with me or not. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about that one. But what I'm trying to say is, be aware of the institutes, what they will say, saying that we're going to give a combo course, saying that one, okay, we take Azure and DevOps, we complete in 2 months. Let me tell you guys, if I teach Azure, it takes me 65 hours to complete Azure. If I take DevOps, it took me 70 hours to complete the DevOps. That's 135 hours, maybe more, maybe 140 hours of total class. And if some guy is claiming that he can do it in 60 hours, I'm going to leave a choice for you. Okay, you need to decide. So I'll tell you, in last few days, 3 people came back to me and say that, sir, we joined support somewhere and they are not teaching very well, but we already paid the money, give me some discount. I said, no, not possible, because you already know me and you said no to me and you went there and you come back and ask me discount. How it is possible? So please beware of that one. Okay, if somebody is giving a combo course, it is not for you guys, it is for them. You are so that to grab the more people. So don't fall that one. You're trying to save 2000 or 3000, okay, you're going to waste the whole money on that one. I seen a lot of people. So try to find a good trainer who can able to help you. And more important, if you are somebody is giving a combo course, okay, so who is the trainer, where he is working, what is his credentials, what is his availability after the course, how he solve the problems, how he is going to help you if some interview goes, how some problem you don't know what is the answer for that interview, whether he's going to help. Take this all these things into consideration. Without things, you're just going to see only the prize, right? You are not the winner, you are the loser. Just beware of that one. Okay, apart from that, you can do, if somebody able to satisfy all these things, you can take the course from him as well. I'm not denying that, but be careful. Don't get prices. Yes, I understand, but just for 2-3,000, if you try to do this time kind of stuff, right, it is you will become loser. Just remember that. Question.
Yeah,
But
sure.
you
One more
don't
thing.
provide the
If I attend four or five classes after that, so after 4 or 5 classes, if I will not able to attend the class, can I expect a seat in next schedule or next session like that?
That depends upon why you are not able to attend the class. So for example, if there is a family emergency, okay, I understand. If there is some personal emergency, yes, I understand. If your shift is changing, that's not an emergency, so that cannot be acceptable. Okay.
Harsha, are there any Azure DevOps classes scheduled in the coming months?
Why Azure DevOps? You meant to say DevOps classes or Azure DevOps? Anyway, you're covering. Azure DevOps is one product. Please try to understand. Azure DevOps is one product, and it is already covered in the Azure. So you meant to ask DevOps classes?
No, as you said that we needed different types of combinations, right? Azure and as well as AWS and as well as DevOps.
I said DevOps. I didn't said Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps is something like one of the product or one of the module inside the DevOps. Okay, it's like a
Okay.
product. How exactly Jenkins is there, Terraform is there, Azure DevOps
Okay,
is also a
Docs.
Microsoft product. That's why.
Okay. So yeah, if you are taking classes in DevOps, then Azure DevOps is a part of DevOps class.
Yeah, I'll cover there as well as in here as well. Both.
Okay.
In DevOps, you will get other tools as well, which are very much required, like very Terraform and Docker, which are required, and that starts from next weekend, the weekend batch, which is morning 6:30 to 10 o'clock. Then you might get a doubt, can we do simultaneously? That depends upon whether you can practice it or not. If you are already an employee and if you think that you can practice it, it's all practice, guys, then you can do simultaneously. If you can't practice it, don't do that. Do one after the another.
Yeah, got it.
Questions, guys?
So, Harsha, regarding this AZ300 and AZ301, right? These are two courses. They say it is a combination, right? We have to get the solution architect. We need to complete both courses, right? So,
not courses. See, my course.
certificates.
Yeah, certificates. Yeah. Now I think if you clear 303, you become architect and expert. If you complete 304 as well, I think you become expert. I think so. That's what they give you.
Yeah. So, I mean, but AZ300 and AZ301, right? These are old courses or old
It's old course.
certifications.
Now is 303 and 304, I think so.
Yeah.
You can write 303, by the way. 304, even I didn't write, so I can't comment on that.
Okay.
Questions, friends? So the class will be like this. We're going to discuss like this. We're going to discuss all the things and everything. Like and I'm not going to stick, like if you guys ask some question, if I know, I'll let you know, or I'll check it and let you know. And this is what I always try to improvise the course, guys. So it's not like I'm going to stick to only the syllabus which I told you. If I'm something learning something and it will be very good for my students, right, I embed that one. Okay, so it's not like that I'm going to stick to, okay, I need to only just like a blind donkey go only to the course. No, I don't do that. I always go sometime beyond the course and explain. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, so I have one more question regarding
Sure, you
VM.
mentioned that you will be covering.
Yes. Go ahead.
Sure, you have
Yes.
mentioned that you will be covering migration also.
Yes, it is
So
there.
is it
Right.
covered
Yeah.
in this?
Yes, we're going to do from my on-premises to that. Yeah, it is covered. If it is there in syllabus, it is covered. Yes. Why don't it will be? Questions, guys.
Yeah,
Someone
so
is
one
asking
more
question. Yeah.
yeah, one more question that I tried to create Linux VM and I installed web server Apache, and when I tried to after starting that web server Apache, it was not accessible from the outside browser. But same process I did for Ubuntu, and Ubuntu basically without any changes, it was accessible. I checked the inbound outbound port, both are same. I mean, I have not changed anything. In fact, I opened that 80 and because I was just using 80 right port. So for Linux, while building that VM, right, are there any separate configurations required? Because I just followed the default configurations set by in the Microsoft site, right? But while accessing that URL from the outside, it was not.
First of all, so I can't exactly say what is the problem. Most probably, I'm expecting for Ubuntu or this doesn't matter. Most probably, I'm expecting the service is not started because you said
No, it
already
was showing.
inbound is already opened, and so what you have done is first of all, you need to troubleshoot it from outside whether you're able to telnet on 80 first point. Did you did
No,
that?
it is not. It is not. I mean, even it is not pinging from outside. So maybe
No, leave the
somewhere it
ping.
is.
Leave the ping because ICMP is disabled by default. So is telnet is working on 80.
No, it is also not. No, it is also not
That
working.
means service is not running. So that means if the service is not running, you can't connect, right?
No, but it was showing that systemctl status HTTPD. It was showing that it is running.
Then it is not connecting. That means there is some problem of the inbound or inbound role. So
Yeah,
if
maybe
the
this is
telnet
something issue. Yeah,
I'm not saying,
maybe.
I'm saying that it is not problem with the server. Either it is problem with the security group or it is problem with your service. That's it.
Okay. Anyway, we'll talk to you separately because that is
No,
one
I'm
of the
going to
reason
use
I wanted to.
Nginx. I'm going to use a lots and lots of Nginx basically, you understand? And I prefer to use Nginx rather than Apache because it'll take more amount of RAM, Apache. Questions, guys? Any questions? Okay, so use the same meeting ID tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're going to dig deep into that one, discuss more about like the IP addressing and subnetting for first 1 hour. Next hour we're going to talk about hierarchy, and then I'm going to deploy a basic infrastructure. I'm going to show you how we're going to use the scripts and deploy the things and everything. Okay, and also we're going to have this question and answer session in the last because first 2 days I always have this question and answer session because new guys will be joining. Okay, so again, so these are your fees details, everything, and don't forget to send me the screenshot on Gmail ID once it is done. Okay, so use the same mail ID. Let's patch up tomorrow again, guys. Thanks for attending. See you tomorrow, same time. Bye for now.
Thank you.